Bad.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome back to another Saturday night sci-fi Shadow Chat. Being that it's the end of the month, we're just gonna shoot the shit about whatever comes to mind. No topic. It's a free for all. The link is over on Discord in the usual location, the top of my Discord channel. If you want to pop in and say hi, what's up, Doc?
Doc?
You want to grab the link? It's in the link section in my Discord, top of the list there, as it were. We're just gonna just kick back and enjoy a end of a very very busy Saturday. Little piece of business. I was on the phone with George and Dave from Emperor's Choice in Arduin for about 2 hours right before the show, and they're just a gnat's wing away from the last stretch goal. So if you're into Arduin, you're into maps, go check out the Arduin Kickstarter. We will be doing
maps go on the wall.
Pardon?
Just want to say maps go on the wall.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And they need to be stapled to the wall or something.
Or shot there.
Yeah. That's funny. Jackie was having the same conversation with one of his buddies. Whoops, sorry. Trying to get Doc in here. That was quick, Doc. Welcome to the show.
Greetings all.
Go. One of these days, you're going to have to tell us where you got that handle. It's an interesting...
From high school, I had an extremely large collection of Hawaiian shirts. Somebody just called me that one day, and it kind of stuck.
Okay, that works. I like it.
That's respectable. So, did you get my message about your
Doc's file?
Because
it looked like it looked like it was a Word file.
Yeah. Word uses DocX.
Yeah, I wasn't able to open it with Word.
Oh, use Notepad or...
Yeah, I'll try it with that.
Yeah, I have it preset to do that on mine. You can change it to automatically open files, assuming you're using Windows with specific programs. No, the other one about your manifesto. Your manuscript.
So we're talking manifestos tonight. I need to get Jackie's ass in here.
Well, it's manuscript, but you know,
okay.
It's funnier to call it a manifesto.
Okay, because
You have your letterhead attached to it in my Discord. I don't know if you want people.
Yeah, I'm not worried about who's going to see it there.
Well, I don't know. 6 months to a year from now, it might be a busy place.
It's true.
Be exciting. I hardly ever get phone calls anyway. So.
Yeah, but it's not just your phone number that's on there, bro.
No.
I hope there's a P.O. box.
Yeah, it's funny.
Anyone who wants to show up at that address looking for trouble is going to get what they deserve.
Jackie and his friends. Jackie and one of his friends were
lucky.
Were talking on the phone a little while ago, and I forget exactly what they said, but I was warning them that because they were talking about taking care of maps, and I said be careful, there's a whole bunch of maps listening to this very conversation you guys are having. You might want to be careful. But yeah, any of you guys follow Uncle Adam?
For those of you out there, you can Google alternative uses of the word maps.
Okay, I remember. I'm having a little problem with volume, and I forgot that I turned my volume all the way down for you guys last night because I was doing something. Are either of you guys? Do you guys watch Uncle Adam over on Tabletop Minions?
Sometimes.
I don't think I've seen that before.
Okay, he's a pretty big name out there. And he did a really good video last Friday night. I guess he always does his "What's up, Mercurius?" He does his video Friday night, so or Thursday night, so it comes out Friday morning, which is kind of smart, and probably just part of his schedule. And he showed this really quick way to paint ghosts
Hmm.
using what he calls the ghost juice, which is this pastel sea foam over a white or black zenithal white uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
primering. And I got to admit, I am dying to try it out, but I got no ghosts to paint. Like, I got nothing ghostly. I did. I painted up a whole bunch of crap with my Shadows of Brent. Oh, wait a minute.
Well,
You
can't
see,
anybody theoretically be a ghost?
Wouldn't what?
Can't
can
anyone
anybody?
theoretically be a ghost?
Right, right. Any old miniature would work, but I had some very specific ghost type miniatures that I
Yeah,
just painted up last
sheet
year.
oriented miniatures.
Yeah,
uh,
there are all kinds of different things, and I'm like, I saw the way it looked. Very simple. You do your white primer or your black and white zenithal, then you use the sea foam, and then dry brush it with white, and they turn out very like Disney esque. The haunted house sort of greenish hologram, but not quite neon green. It was. I
Now
was.
you see, if you had a 3D printer, you'd be about 6 hours away from having a ghost right now,
Yeah,
instead of
I did think about that as well. Uh,
or less, depending on the quality of printer you have and how small the model is.
right. And the funny thing is then when we went out shopping today, we hit up actually two Dollar Trees,
Join us, join.
and as you guys know, Dollar Tree is where we get a crap ton of our craft stuff. New things coming out, and I mean it's still July, right? And Halloween stuff is already on the shelves.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it's
holidays and election seasons just get longer and longer as time goes by.
the what's that supply chain term? Fuck, it's right there on the top of my head. Uh, as needed, or what is it? You know when there's just enough there in the supply chain.
Oh,
Um,
I know what you mean. I can't think of the name either.
yeah. Um, yeah,
it's
but
not coming to mind.
yeah, but those of you out there who know, you can yell at us in the comments after the live stream.
And
Uh,
George, it's just a matter of time, I'm guessing. I hope to God I never need to, contemplate such a thing. But I could see it being more of like what we were talking about last night, like making crossbows or
no,
something like that.
you can
Yeah,
already do
there are
that.
guns you can print 3D now.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
they just don't look as cool as
Yeah,
metal
they
ones.
don't last very long. But
right?
also, once you
Things like that. I was thinking about it. It's going to create a lot of uh, opportunities for activities where you need the thing, but then when you're done with the thing, you can just toss it, or you might end up tossing it through use because it breaks. But you don't spend like, 50, $100 to make the thing, and because you're only gonna, especially like on vacation or something, or you're on holiday at home, and you
Yeah. A holiday paid for by a client.
like you want to make some lawn darts or something. You don't want to go
rocket propelled
scouring
lawnmowers.
eBay for lawn darts, and you can make some that are less lethal, but you can still make it.
No, you got to go
Stun
pick up a
darts.
pack of roofing nails first. You start with a roofing nail, and then you just slide the components on there and hot glue them together. Z- Uh, yeah, a zip gun is specifically a gun that's had its numbers filed off, not a 3D printed gun.
No, no, no.
Uh,
Actually, back in the uh, almost 100 years ago, and a little later or earlier than that,
yeah,
my old man talked about taking what they would do is they'd find old pinball machines, and the puller, I forget the rod that you pull to launch the
yeah,
ball. Well, all of the things in that mechanism, the spring, the arm that pulls back, because they would literally, it would just be a one shot, and you would pull back and let the spring fly
Uh,
forward, and bam, and there you go.
the striker hit the striker on
Zip
the.
guns, anything that uses other than like powder,
Yep, exactly.
Okay,
like
My old
the
man was
rubber
born
band
in the
ones, stuff
'40s,
like that.
and
okay.
Spherical tubing.
and this was
Then
back.
I'm thinking of the term that they were conflating for 3D printed guns with ghost gun. That's the term I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Back, you remember like
Uh, yeah,
when gang members all wore leather jackets and white T-shirts? It was like
yeah,
around that era that the things became a thing, and they were
yeah.
doing that
Um,
back when they actually did most of their rumbling with things like chains and knives. You know, there'd be like the heavy hitter who had one of those.
yeah, the asshole
Right. Yeah.
that took things too far.
Yes, absolutely. There's no need for that. If you and some schmoes got a beef with some other schmoes
Now I'm
in
just
an
saying.
alley, you take care of it like men, and everybody walks away. You
I'm
know,
just saying you can fuck a person up a lot more with a knife than you can with like a handgun, a 45.
yeah.
Odds
Stay
are
home.
you're gonna kill them.
Zoot
You're gonna
suits.
kill
Yeah,
'em.
yeah. Mercurius.
Yeah.
That's another. You had the sharks and the jets. So uh, why not? I don't condone or encourage any of that behavior. We've got enough shit to worry about than that. But it's weird how
Yes,
things.
I also do not condone zoot suits.
Uh,
That's one thing where Hollywood has always had it over reality, and I wish reality would copy Hollywood in terms of gangs. Movie
uh,
gangs are so much more fun than real gangs.
Well,
Like,
they have to be
the Warriors were
more
not the
distinct, right?
Fiends.
well, not but it
It
wasn't
could be a
just that.
baseball
They had
gang.
you, growing up in California and around Santa Ana,
I
those
wouldn't have a problem with gang culture if it was like in the Warriors.
or even West Side Story.
No, or what was that movie? Oh fuck! It had the soundtrack. With it was a massive flop. It was done by the guy that wrote songs for Meatloaf. Um, oh,
Was it
Fire
the Pawn
something?
Murders?
No, I've got the soundtrack right here. Streets of Fire, I think.
Okay, never
Okay,
heard of it, but
I vaguely remember
it sounds like a very Sharks and Jets kind of
Yeah,
dance off kind of uh, street gangs, but okay. Uh, how hysterical would that have been if they just settled their differences
yeah.
with
Wait,
breakdancing?
you've never seen Streets of Fire?
No,
Okay, you've got it's a cult classic, bro. You've got to go watch it
you
after.
dig
Like,
it.
It's a
go.
classically bad movie. And E.G.
Yes,
Daily
it's
was in it back when she was super hot.
who?
E.G. Daily, she was always in the background of movies. She was in a lot of movies. She was the girlfriend in Pee Wee's Big Adventure. She was Dottie. That was like her big role, but she was like small parts in tons of movies. She was like the prom singer, Better Off Dead, stuff like that. She always had like small
Mm.
parts in a lot of movies.
Hmm.
And I think she did one of the voices for like Rugrats or something. She does like a lot of voice work.
Hmm. Oh yeah, now that's where I recognize the name from. Believe it or not, from Rugrats. I have had a lot of exes who had kids and things like that, so I've seen a fair share of that show, and I hated it. God, did I hate it? Michael Ferrer and William Defoe. You know, I don't
Yeah,
know how that guy has a career, but God must love
William
that son of a
Dafoe.
bitch. God must love that sorry son of a
He's
bitch.
the weirdo. Okay, so for most of the movie, he's the bad guy in Streets of Fire. And most of the movie, he's just wearing he's got the big round curl over thing,
Uh huh.
right? And like fishermen, they have those big leather overall or like the rubber overalls,
Yeah.
the black. Yeah, he's wearing those and nothing else. No shirt. He's got boots on or whatever, right? But he's just got the big like
Uh huh.
the overalls. And he's like
Wait, hip
wondering.
waders.
Well, it comes up to here. Comes up to here.
Yeah.
And it's got the straps over the shoulder. And it's like, oh, it's. I'll see if I can find a picture on IMDb of him.
Oh dear God.
It looks like it's like the 1920s or 30s New York, right? Like steamer, but it's
Yes,
got
George.
like
I was just thinking the same thing. Oh my God. And I've seen more than a few episodes of that, and I don't know why. It was just like
uh
I think like the only thing that was on at a very specific time slot, and my old man, kind of liked the show because, the music from the era, and he grew up in that era, and I'm
I
just
remember
like,
seeing that when I was a kid.
I have
it
no
was,
idea.
it was. You never seen Shanana?
Shut up.
They were like they did like
I will look
doo-wop
it up.
songs and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
It
They were at
was
Woodstock actually.
Who?
really.
Yeah, they played at Woodstock.
I thought they were like as fake as I don't know. I just thought they were just a TV thing only.
No, they
But
were an actual band. The TV show actually killed them as a band.
yeah, I could see that, which is really weird that they even got a TV show. And oh, it was just it was such a weird, fake, you know, look at the 50s that just never existed except maybe in one or two or in three guys' heads. It was the three guys that wore the gold lame tights or whatever the hell you call that. It was their freaking brainchild, and it was the only way they could get away with wearing those really gold outfits. I was just like, okay, I get the greaser look. We had that. We had 50s parties even in the 80s. But the gold, just like that, sent a really clear message, and you probably got your asses handed to you, which is probably what they were shooting for.
Oh, oh, okay. He also had a leather jacket and she's fire. But here,
Mercurius, you'll read my mind. Get out of my head. I'm a huge fan of the Monkees, and as fake as they were in the beginning, they went on to be easily, still to this day, I could say they might be in my top 12 favorite bands. Not quite top 10, but I could say top 12. Um,
yeah, I just found this image. This is like how he dressed for most of the movie, and then he'd occasionally throw a leather trench coat over top of this.
I I'm going to take that down now.
Yes.
There are
Well,
words I want to use that I'm not going to use. Um,
he was the bad guy after all, so it's
he,
okay when bad
he should.
guys just like retards.
If you dress like that, you are the bad guy. Wherever you go, you are instantly the bad guys. They did
Yeah.
not only did they have talent, they had a lot of heart and soul, and not like in soul music, but maybe even that. I haven't listened to their
They were
entire
fun.
catalog.
Like it was just
They
the
were
monkeys were fun.
harmless and wholesome, and on stage, if you ever heard about the backstage stories and the giant fan they needed over the sound stage for the TV show to suck out the massive quantities of smoke.
Well, didn't one of them ended up like crashing from a cocaine habit or something like that?
I think it was Peter Tork. If
Peter
not,
Tork.
then it could have been Mike
Wasn't
Nesmith.
there a bare naked ladies song about one of them? Uh,
Didn't I wasn't a big fan of that
Did you
particular
ever
band.
see the Monkees movie Head?
No, I've been looking for that for 40
That is
years.
freaky as shit. They wrote it with Jack Nicholson over a weekend of tripping their face off on acid. And it's
Okay,
exactly
George, you know where the link is,
exactly
man. If you want to come in, you know,
BRB.
it was
You're inviting him in and he
against that movie.
bolts.
well, he says he's going to be right back.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, but it's just like the timing.
as soon as he comes back, I'll invite him again.
Jimi
So
Hendrix was once booed off stage opening for the Monkees.
I know. To be honest, I
I would
wasn't
boo
a
him off
huge.
stage just for the
I
sake
wasn't
of
a
it.
huge Hendrix fan. Uh, not because of
Now I'm just saying I'd boo him off stage if he was headlining.
um, just wasn't my cup of tea.
Bring back the backup band.
It just he just seemed like over the top when it came to the drugs, like
Yeah.
like either at the same level as Jim Morrison or like maybe a notch above.
I'm
And
just saying the guy using heroin live on stage does less drugs.
okay, George, if you are in fact back, you know where the link is. If not, I can send it to you more directly. If you want to come on and join us and goof off, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. What's up? Never seen you before, but welcome to the show. George is back. Shadow, thanks for curious.
Daniel Barry
I'm
sports
in a weird mood.
highlights.
I had a really uh, busy day, but it was pretty good. Got a lot of shit done. Uh, had two very long phone calls that I was not expecting, but they were good, and got a couple things I needed from the store, and it's good to hang out with you guys. Uh,
Mhm.
instead of we were in like a really seedy part of town, like really sketchy, and I'm glad to be home. Let's just say, really glad to be home. Hey, is that our good friend
California.
George? George. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Hey,
Glad to have you here on the show. It's been a while.
your screen locked. I've never seen that logo before. I've got a picture of the seedy part of town you were in.
I gotta let the kitty out. Hang on.
Okay,
Yeah, I got a picture of the seedy part of town you were in.
can you hear us, George?
yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, we can.
Oh,
Your
cool.
screen's locked though. We can't
Yeah,
see
we
you.
can't
Oh,
see you, but we can hear you.
I don't have a camera. I have a desktop, and it doesn't have a camera on it.
No worries, no
Oh, yeah,
worries.
that's cool.
It's not a requirement. Um, uh,
I've just never seen that image before. It's like a
okay,
rectangle with a lock on it.
and this
This
is
is
the seedy
this is
part
the
of town.
seedy part of
This is just
California.
all of California. You think
Yeah.
I'm freaking new here? Uh, these fucking smart ass. Nice. I really get a kick out of you guys who are like really quick on shit like that. I'm real slow with that sort of thing, but I really do get a kick on how fast, especially our friend Armstrong. Man, that
Yeah,
guy is quick. Oh my
yeah,
god! If I
yeah.
show anything on the during our games, I'll like have some notes or I'll show a picture. He's like, "Psst, already got it. I'm like, what are you like, just hovering over that button? You know,
Yeah. Well,
because he knows if he's quick, he's probably going to catch some of my notes, that I'm trying to hide or something like that. So
uh, I think you're too paranoid. But you're a schizo conspiracy nut. So
speaking of which, this Monday, Jackie has designed a new show that he and I are going to be doing on Monday nights. It's going to be the conspiracy theory iceberg discussion. If you guys don't know what that is, every conspiracy theory that's ever come up, except the ones that have come up in the last 3 weeks, is on this diagram of an iceberg. With the how an iceberg is the biggest part is under the water, so the upper portion of the iceberg, the iceberg is divided up in tiers, and the first tier is sticking out of the water. It's the common things like UFOs and Bigfoot, and he's been watching stuff on that, and he wants to get some opinions from other people and discuss it briefly because there's literally like 1,000 conspiracies. So we'll be doing that show every Monday night at 5 p.m. on Monday nights, where we're going to discuss that. And it's all on him. It was his idea, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. I'm game. My answer is on most of them, I'll believe it when I see it, but who knows? There's some out there I'm on board with. Some
they're all
things,
lies.
uh, which is why you're not going to be on the show because that's what could be your answer. Is they're all lies. Um, but
I get the
I can respect that, to an extent. There are some, of course, I hope are true. There are some I pray to God are not true, and there's some that I know are true from, the things I've done. But little guy wants to do something that's more up his alleys. Not really as much of a gamer as we are or as he used to be. So what the heck? And I need to click this so I can see what you folks are saying in the chat. Uh,
hmm
George is back, Shadow. Hey, what's up, Crafty Gamer? You want the link? You know where it is, buddy. And now, George, are you still there?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, because your locked image is gone.
Oh yeah, there was some weird something I clicked on that just got rid of that, but just has it now. It's a black screen.
hmm
So, Mackenzie Adams, welcome to the show, Mackenzie. Have you all heard of the new video game about triple cloud net theory? It seems really cool, but I haven't tried it yet. Do y'all recommend it? I don't know what you're talking about, but welcome to the show. Yeah, you guys heard of this?
No.
Triple cloud net theory?
Never heard of it. I'm gonna look it up.
As long as it's not going to, put us on a watch list, I think we're okay. Um,
Well, another watch list.
yeah, I was about to say, and even then depends on which watch list you're talking about. You know, I'm okay with another one as long as it's not like that map one. Screw that. Those guys need to go
To the wall.
feet first into the wood chipper. Just saying.
They
hmm
Into
have
the
their own
wall.
flag now.
Pardon.
They have their own flag now.
Jackie has a flag too. It's got a black silhouette of a wood chipper. I'm not going to describe the rest of the flag because Justin would get really
Is it
excited.
red?
Not all of it.
Is that wood chipper oddly windmill shaped?
No, it's definitely a wood chipper shape, smack dab in the center of the flag. Uh, but he came up with that, and I'm just like, you got to make that happen.
Hey, all I'm saying is that this is a miniature I want.
What? Hey, come on.
I found this on DeviantArt just now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fucking Justin.
It's a lot better than your robot Hitler.
It is. It is. That's why I'm hanging my head in shame because I wouldn't mind having one of those either. But I would use it as the bad guy, not the.
No. Knowing his treatment of maps, he's the good guy.
Yeah, I suppose in that regard, maybe. But yeah, I just don't get that. I mean, maybe. I mean, I was wondering about this the other day, and I don't really want to go into this too
Hey,
much.
any veterans out there of World War II, remember, you fought on the pro map side.
That's terrifying because my grandfather, both my grandfathers, I think, fought on different sides. So
Well, okay, the other side. That
I
was
was
not the
wondering,
Allies.
guys. You know how like when almost every one of us were younger, we hit like that age of 14, and we went. I'm assuming girl crazy, right? That was
Yeah.
everything went out the window. Sports, everything is just gone. I'm you know
Well, I was a little younger than 14, but
as was I, but I'm noticing with the at least Jackie's generation that hasn't kicked in yet. I mean, it literally even with the 18-year-old kids, it hasn't really kicked in.
well, I
Now,
can
mind you, there
I
are
can tell you
some,
why. I can tell you why. They're oversaturated with hypersexuality from birth.
and well, I thought you were going to say prawn, but okay.
No, from like you know how easy it is to get access to porn. There are like literal 6-year-olds watching hardcore pornography right now because
That
it's
that
that easy to get a
I
hold of.
we used to have a kid who was staying here. The kid that I was telling the story about, who I think stole my Reaver mech miniature. He was like that, but he wasn't watching girls. Just saying.
Yeah,
Um,
but you know, it's
but he
like,
also didn't have a father in his life. So I
but
was wondering,
it's all of them now, and it's so normalized that like not being hypersexualized or even sexualized is the going through puberty state now.
because it's weird at his school, Jackie's school. There's like a goodly percentage of the boys and girls that are doing the things. You know, you could tell. You know, when you drive up into the parking lot, they're couples. Near cars, and obviously, they're couples, so they're doing the coupley things. Um, but then there's the larger percentage that are completely nowhere near that.
Yeah.
A lot of
And
it's like dating is a minefield for them now.
I
Well,
totally get
that
that.
that too. Well, it's not so much that it's a minefield; it's that they've been convinced it's a minefield,
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Justin.
right? And
Because
that's also intentional to prevent like proper pair bonding, right?
Mhm. because because the whole Me Too and that sort of thing doesn't really
Well,
become a thing
even before that.
till you hit like the college level. In high school, everything's fine. It seems. They're
It's sliding younger and younger. That the
right, but
indoctrination is sliding younger and
mhm.
younger.
And so I was wondering if you think that's also part of the map issue, or if you think that goes back further to something else.
Mm.
I mean, because obviously most of them are much older, but do you think that there was something specific that happened, or is it like been always a thing? Because for us, it wasn't really growing up. There wasn't a really
No,
big.
I think it's just exposure to the material at such a young age, right?
Yeah.
It's like why the reason why you want to protect your children from hypersexuality is so they have a healthy sense of sexuality.
Mhm.
And if you don't, they they don't, right? Like it's
And
a do there will be kind of like scenario, right?
they're either over or under,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
uh,
Well,
thank God we
it's
didn't.
either it's like if you eat an entire tub of ice cream, you either get sick and tired of eating that flavor of ice cream for a while, or you become a glutton.
Mhm.
You know, and you have those two options of people who are overexposed to pornography. Is you either become a perv, or you become unwanting for a while. You know,
You mean uninterested?
which
Fine.
in either case prevents you from having stable relationships,
Also, a lot
which
of
is
it's
the stated
probably,
goal.
for instance, they know like male hormone levels are plummeting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
well,
so
that's a byproduct of doing this. You know.
Well, that and what they're feeding us, so to speak.
Yeah, well, I think because it's also happening in countries that haven't got all the crap being fed into their diets. So
What do you think, George? You're kind of quiet.
Oh, sorry. Maybe for a little older ages, like the whole dating scene with internet dating, kind of is skewed things. From what it seems like, what's going on is a lot of people that are like the sort of the let's say the top tier of men, the top let's say 20% are getting 80% of the women, and the
Hmm.
women are kind of getting these um, uh, the wrong expectations because they're not going to be that 80% of women are not going to be all end up marrying that top 20% guy, but they're
Hmm.
thinking they're going to get that.
yeah. Oh,
And
well,
this is it.
yeah. That's the thing.
Well, they may be getting part of it, but they're not getting the full commitment, as
Yeah.
it were. That's a good point.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I met my wife on like internet, like what eHarmony or something like that a few like 10 years ago. But it's thank God that like I don't have to deal with the current dating scene of the websites and stuff like that.
Yeah, well,
It seems like
challenge.
a sorry state to be in. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I know if I was, I would definitely not be looking in the United States. And wherever I was looking, I wouldn't come back to the United States either.
Space game and challenge.
I mean,
Bo
I could
Ridge
say what,
Challenge magazine.
huh?
I did not expect that from Bo.
Oh shit! I don't. Hey, what's up, Bo? I don't have the freaking chat on again because I'm an idiot. Uh,
Uh,
As useful and awesome as the internet has done so much damage to our society.
it literally has. I'm sorry, Jeff. Needs a T Rex. I missed a bunch. You guys.
I believe that was in reference to the Hitler Mini.
Okay. Oh, okay.
uh,
Although few things are not improved by adding a T-Rex to them.
Yeah. I'm okay with throwing dinos in just about any game. To be honest, uh, we kind of know they existed, so they should be able to find squeeze their way into a lot of stuff. Now a lot of games obviously it would be kind of weird throwing it into a historical western game. That would be kind of weird, but at the same time, it would be awesome.
okay. Um, Bo just put a comment up, and I read the comment before that. Uh, Looking at lots of old space games and challenge magazines. No porn in that. And then challenge magazine is an actual magazine, which I don't think he was referring to now, but
Okay, maybe it was an
uh,
older, magazine that's no longer in print, and someone took the title. Uh,
no, this magazine's been around for a while.
yeah, I'm looking more at uh, Bo. I'm looking more at pulp magazines than gaming magazines uh, for ideas because I can do all that stuff. Uh, the gaming stuff. I can create a game. Over the course of a month if I had to. As Justin will attest to, we probably will. Um,
Okay, but there is another magazine that is challenge magazine for advanced gaming.
okay.
Okay, so never mind. If this is the one he's talking about, the other challenge is Progressive Cause magazine.
Okay, yeah, that needs to go into the wood chipper first to
No,
loosen it
no,
up.
no. That there are different progressive causes
Oh, okay,
than liberal.
okay. And yes, the dinos do need missile launchers and laser eyes. A little armor plating wouldn't hurt. Just saying.
Hmm. Yeah, we all love good dinosaurs, man.
Yeah, I tried to
Oh,
get my
go ahead, George.
kids to watch that Dinotopia, but they just couldn't get them to watch it. There's this. It was from the '90s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It had the guy from Prison Break in it, and it's like this world where they crash their plane and they end up on Dinotopia Island, and there's these sort of society where there are these intelligent dinosaurs, and there's
Mm-hmm.
these sunstones that keep the predator dinosaurs from attacking them and things like that.
Dinotopia.
Yeah,
And
I
they
remember it.
had
As a matter of fact, I was actually kind of thinking about it when I was reading Bo's comment. They were like almost human sized, weren't some of them? And they were like, you know,
yeah.
kind of like a lizard man, but dinosaur. And again, they were very intelligent. I'm honestly surprised that something like that not only didn't take off more, but wasn't like copied like endlessly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was kind of coming off of the whole Jurassic Park film sort of sensation, and the technology was getting there where they could they could make the dinosaurs look a little more realistic, but my kids couldn't handle the old CGI, I guess.
And, you know, I when I was
Mm.
thinking about it, I kept expecting like Roddy McDowell and other, you know, washed up actors, you know, with famous voices to be like just riddled throughout it. I didn't watch much of it, but that would have made it. You know what I mean? Just yeah, throw in Roddy McDowell and
Yeah,
a couple other choice actors. You know, give them one last awful hurrah, if you will.
I
yeah.
never saw this.
As a matter of fact, one of our not one of our first crafts, but one of our very early crafts we did on the show was I just took some really cheap, like 99 cents for a handful of little plastic dinosaurs about this big, and then I took some milliput and some green stuff and some weapons from different weapons sprues and other things, and I glued them all over them to make them look like a sci-fi version of the Dinotopia dinosaurs because they all ended up, you know, being a little bit bigger than 28 millimeter scale. You know, the I can't think of any of the names. I didn't have any T Rexes among them, but you know, like the Allosaurs and things like that. They, you know, they look like they could just be, you know, they just crash landed on a planet full of humans, and they're like, "What's going on?" I had like one had Stegosaurus had like a radar dish on his back and a whole bunch of packs, just ridiculous, you know, gadgetry on them, like they could actually use it. You know, a Stegosaurus couldn't use anything, but you know, but he'd make a great pack creature. But you know, it was just a goof to get you know the boy into you know through the dinosaur phase because he's going through the Godzilla, and I'm like, you know, we
Mm.
go to Dollar Tree and 99 cent store all the freaking time, and I'm like, there's got to be something I could do with a bag of you know 99 cent store dinosaurs, and they turned out okay. It was kind of fun actually.
Yeah, the
Yeah, go.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, and I remember just growing up, like there was always every so often it was like they get back into dinosaurs, like sort of vampires are in, zombies are out, zombies are in, vampires are out, dinosaurs kind of come in, then they go out and they come back in again, and so like when we were little, there was the Land of the Lost, and
Yep,
that was kind of a weird mashup. That was a like it had sci-fi elements in it, and like sort of this kind of jungle adventure element in it. It was pretty interesting, and
it had a lot of actually, you know, big name sci-fi writers in it as well. And when I was working on the rubber dinosaurs, I actually started getting hooked on the old pulp magazines because there would be a lot of sci-fi covers that had stuff like that on it. I remember one cover; it literally had like a dinosaur wearing the typical, you know, glass bowl or fishbowl helmet, you know, the big glass, you know, holding a laser rifle. I'm like, oh my god, this is perfect. Um, those old magazines had some of the craziest stuff, and if we're not careful, they're all going to end up in a landfill in the next 10 years, and nobody's going to ever, you know, pass that info and those ideas on. It's all going to get lost, with a few exceptions of the writers that did go on to be kind of famous. But even like we were reading Fritz Lieber last week, Grey Mouser and Fafford, those stories are going to disappear uh, real soon if we're not careful. Those books aren't, you know, real popular, and I never see them anywhere anymore.
There are enough organizations keeping physical copies and print rights and running that
Yeah,
it's going to
people
be a
fall
lot
out of,
more of
in and
them.
out of favor
You think
too.
so?
If it happens at the
Yeah.
wrong time, somebody could just disappear. Like Roger Zelensky, almost nobody reads him anymore, which is a
Right,
terrible shame.
Zelazny. Yeah, I know.
It's
And
awful.
I'm doing my part. He was such a good friend, and he's got some stuff that really is you know, next level, not just, you know, in weirdness, but on an intellectual level uh, that just you don't, or at least I don't see when I'm looking at the modern, you know, science fiction, maybe not so much the science fiction, but the modern fantasy just seems very, um, it's just like missing something, you know, like they completely
Mm.
missed out on, you know, reading like the old stuff.
Who's that?
That's the boy eating pizza.
Pizza. I had pizza last night. I almost had pizza again today.
And
Because
we had very good pizza for dinner tonight. You're driving the dog crazy.
Yeah, but you can't eat all of it, right?
No, we can't.
So
Just give him the crust.
the crust is what has to
You think so? Well,
yeah,
then shut him up. Like, just bonk him on the head, knock him unconscious or something.
I always give the dogs the crust. We call them pizza bones.
Yep, we do the same. Lizard man,
crust is the dip delivery system. What the hell are you like?
You don't dip pizza, you freak.
No, you dip crust.
I could do both. Depends on what the dip is. Every once
Cheese. You make a cheese dip.
I've seen ranch, and that's not
Oh.
bad, but
When I was
Ranch
in
is
the
for
Army, all the
beavers.
Midwest guys would put ranch dressing on pizza. I wanted to murder them.
yeah.
Oh, it's just not right.
Yeah, as soon as I start getting some, Bo, the old pulp magazines are not cheap. They're easily you're looking at like, between $10 and $12 a piece just to start in anything from like the 30s, 40s, or 50s. Um, Sometimes you can find piles of them, but you just know that by the time they get to you, they're going to be removed from the covers and ripped and wrinkled and all that crap. Um, I keep
Yes, but
looking on eBay, and I'm like, oh man, if that was like next door, I'd think about it. But across the country in a box, with nothing, uh, it's just
yeah, you can't trust people's packing skills
nope,
these days.
nope. Now,
Absolutely, Bo Pates Minis. You're entirely correct.
if I see them in like bags and boards, then I'm like, okay, not only do I want to, like watch that item to see if it, because sometimes or oftentimes, especially in this economy, if I watch an item within 24 hours, that seller is sending me an email with a discount. And I'm like, damn it. I just wanted to keep track of it. I don't want to be tempted yet, because the offer will have a 3-day expiration date minus, 20% off. And I'm like, I still can't afford it, you fucks. Is the dinosaur the Saxon variety? Welcome to the show, Mac. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Neither do I. Um,
To be like British with a little bowler and a monocle, carrying an umbrella.
And Mac, you want to pop in? You know where the link is in my Discord. It's at the top of the Discord. Uh, it's been a while. Um, yeah, yeah. I don't know about this one. I've tried it. If the pizza's like mid, it doesn't hurt to like you said, take the pizza bones and liven that up. Otherwise, it's just going to end up in the trash as rat food or chewy food, depending on
yeah,
the time is sour.
I eat the entire pizza, so
I'm trying to cut down on the bread. So when we get Domino's, I get a like this like it's not even thin crust. It's like paper thin crust. It's like a cracker, which I'm actually really enjoying. Unfortunately, someone ordered it tonight with no sauce.
What? Don't even allow that? That's blasphemous.
I
just
know, right? I'm
cheese.
like, it was just like, just cheese and a couple of toppings, and I'm like, I ate the whole freaking pizza, but that's besides the point.
Now,
That's the other bonus is that you can eat the entire pizza and not feel like a fat ass because it's half the bread's not even there, if not 4/5 of the bread's not there.
um, I don't skimp on the bread. Um,
What's up,
but
Grumpy? Long time no see. As in, like we just saw you yesterday.
yeah, I don't
Oh,
mind the odd changing of the sauce types. Every now and then, I'll get the creamy garlic sauce instead of the traditional pizza sauce.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah, they have like forces. You can get barbecue sauce, man. They have a
Yeah,
barbecue sauce.
I could see that on like a chicken pizza or something, but that's way too Californian even for me. Um,
You are in a bad part of town.
well, I was today. Oh my god. Oh
Well,
dear God.
You still are.
I saw some of the most unfortunate creatures I have ever seen, and I had to listen.
Oh, you walk past a mirror.
Uh, you should know there are no mirrors in this house.
Yeah, they shatter every time you walk past one.
But it was just like we never go to this part of town ever, you know. And I was just like, it's gonna be sketchy because as soon as we got out of the car, there were people just standing around, like, you know, like what? What are you waiting for? You know, there's like nobody else here, you know, because this part of town sucks and it's 100 degrees out, and there's this, you know, a guy there, a girl there, another guy there, just you know, got nothing better to do with their life but just stand there holding up the freaking wall. I'm just like,
Yep.
Need to
Yep.
move to a real state where you can shoot people.
well, you can shoot people here, but you gotta fit a certain criteria. Obviously, I don't fit that criteria, um, and of course, I would get the book thrown at me were I to do such a thing. But I'm
Even in
working on
self
it, guys. I'm
defense.
working on it. Uh, Texas is calling my name a little louder every day.
Yeah. You want to move somewhere like Chechnya or
Why would I want to move to?
That might be a little too much.
you want to move to a place where you can shoot people.
There is that.
You're
But
required.
but I don't want to shoot them every single day. You know.
It takes the magic out. It's a
Be a
daily.
part of a blood feud or something there.
Yeah. Yeah. Grumpy. They are definitely. In one case, I wasn't certain they weren't already dead. Um, and then there was this one woman. Oh my god. Oh, it's gonna take me a good week or so just to get that image out of my mind. It's just how do people let themselves go to that extent? What do we got here? Oh my God! Look what the cat dragged in,
Is
Brian.
that a Brian?
That is the one and only Brian. At
What's
least
up, guys?
the only Brian I know. George, Brian, George. I don't know if you guys have met.
What's up,
Hey.
Welcome
George?
to the show.
What are
So
you
what's
guys
up,
talking
Brian?
about? I heard you guys talking about pizza without crust and whatever the fuck. What's wrong
Pizza
with you
without
guys?
sauce.
Without sauce? That's crazy. That's
Uh,
California crazy right there.
that's
No, that's somebody hit the wrong button on
on the app.
on the
Oh,
app.
the
Absolutely.
app, huh?
Not only that.
There
Not
should
only
be a
that.
button that allows that.
There
Yeah,
shouldn't be that button. That should not be an option. I mean, unless you're
I
deathly allergic to,
agree, but
if you're deathly allergic to tomato sauce, you kind of need to just
Not,
quit and leave the rest to us and just take pizza off
yeah.
your menu forever. Uh,
Yep, pizza's beyond you if you're allergic to tomato sauce. Sorry, kid.
yeah.
Try something different.
yeah, might I
Yeah.
try? Might I suggest?
Rope.
Yeah, I was going to say something like worse.
Yeah.
Playing in traffic. Mexican Americans, yes, they were at least one of them was a Mexican American. Um, and Jackie just doesn't even. He's got like no situational awareness sometimes. He just doesn't even care. I'm like, dude,
Well, he's normalized to it. It's like that fucking
I
porn
don't think it's
conversation.
that. I think he was just in his own head space and uh, didn't want to be where we were anyways because he hates going, you know, places. Um,
I hate
I,
like going.
I can get I can get down with that.
That's a total millennial right there, or whatever the hell he was. He is Gen Z or X or Y here.
He's beta generation.
Generation who gives a shit.
I'll take a meth head over one of these fentanyl losers any day. Meth heads are like overachieving model citizens by comparison.
I love meth. Way
If
better
you
than
just like
cocaine.
bend over and stay like that for 10 hours at a time.
Bo. No,
Is that
meth,
Bo?
meth, meth turns you into a vampire. Uh, Coke just turns you into an ass. Way different, leagues. Um,
Hmm.
All the energy and none of the teeth. Those pesky teeth.
You got those black tooth grins, man. That's sexy.
You know it's not. Um, and I know because I've seen your wife, and she's got all of her teeth, unless those aren't hers and they're yours or somebody else's.
And we don't talk about that instance. We don't talk about that.
Okay,
They come in a can.
Yep, that's it.
Oh.
What was the topic for tonight? Just
We're on it.
Free for all.
pizzas and meth pizza. How about that? I bet no one's done that.
Well, rename the term, but he has no, he doesn't look around, and take in the surroundings and look for potential problems. He assumes there will never be a problem. The same kind of kid.
That means two things. One, he's never had his ass kicked.
That's
Two,
true.
he's never been in a fight.
That's true. None of these kids have. None of them. I wrestle around with him, when he was younger and I was younger. Now I would just, end up having an asthma attack or something.
Oh, that's
But yeah, no,
When
they
kid turns 12, you should put a knife in their hand and tell them, don't come home till you've killed someone.
a little late for that, but
I want two fucking scalps, kids, or you don't come home.
Civilization has got to be more like what were those fucking guys?
Escape from New York.
No, that movie where they weren't wearing any clothes. They went and killed Muslims or whatever. Oh,
I don't know what kind of porn you've been watching, but damn.
Fuck! It had Sean Bean in it.
Does he die in it?
That didn't help at
300.
all.
300. No, actually, he's the only one that survived in that movie.
Oh my God.
You guys are on fire tonight. And the dwarves learned how to cook mithril. That's really good, Grumpy.
I want to know who the fuck fucked up 300. Sean Bean was the only guy to
No,
survive.
that wasn't Sean Bean. That was Faramir. That was the guy who played the brother.
Knock off Sean Bean.
Yes, knock off Sean Bean.
The
Discount Sean Bean.
Dollar
something.
Bo,
Dollar Tree Sean Bean.
You know, it's not like I could just drive over there right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And he did take like 3 or 4 years of martial arts when he was younger.
Spartans.
So he's been in, he's sparred. But and it was funny too because believe it or not, he's in the shower.
How the fuck are you gay when you fence, man? Like fencing
what?
is the man's sport.
Fence?
How does he have no situational awareness while being able to do this?
He's the same kid who puts freaking headphones on when he's riding his bike. You know, I know he's going to be
Shit,
dead
man.
before
All
he's
kids
70.
do that now.
I know. I hate
I
it.
always did that if I had my Walkman on when I was a kid. I used
Yeah,
to.
but you'd have the one off, so you'd hear things.
Yeah. They don't do that anymore because they might miss something. But when Jackie was in martial arts, it was really funny. He would always pick to go up against somebody like 2 feet taller than him. Just every time it was just like, all right, I'm
I
like,
picked the girls and
well, they were girls. Oh, they were girls, but they were 2 feet taller than him.
I like that headlock you got me there, sweetie.
Let me just turn my head this way a little bit.
Yeah, just grab me a little
Hallmark
bit harder here.
Charming. Fencers are too swishy and prissy. French weirdos.
Shut up, fag.
Jackie, when he wanted me to buy him a fencing foil, he did want the French style. I'm just like, oh dear God, that's not. You're never gonna find one of those in the wild. You know what I mean? If you need to pick up a blade, it's never gonna have that kind of handle.
Well, you're not gonna find the German style in the wild either, bro.
Well, no, mine's Italian, but you know what I mean. It's close.
Or the
Which one has the pistol grip like Count Dooku?
What's up, Mac?
they all
That's
do now. It's just an
man.
option.
Yeah, it's the French style.
No, you can get that on all of them now. It's
Oh, no,
supposed to
those-
save
those-
your wrist.
Those
while
fencing
fighting, but-
scars, those were popular. Prussian fencing scars. All the cool kids had them.
That was what 200 years ago, though.
No, that was about 80 years ago.
Oh, really?
Right before World War One.
They outlawed them after World War II.
Yeah. Claymores. There you go. Little claymore face scar. Like
Uh,
your nose is gone, and like your lips are off.
Yeah.
back. I know exactly
Cool.
what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
If were such a thing ever actually necessary, I'm not going with a freaking fencing saber.
You know, it's
I
funny
don't know.
because
There are reasons for them.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think-
yeah, for yeah, but
No, like even going up against a claymore, you can win. You usually
Sure.
do because you're
well,
faster.
like what
and you can-
Bo's saying here, fencing translates very well to Bowie knife fighting. I can see that. I've got a really nice Bowie knife downstairs. I've had since I was
Bowie.
14, so
It's
so like
Bowie,
40.
not Bowie. What the fuck?
Well, because I was reading Bo's name, and
No.
Alright,
We
alright.
speak English, not fucking Cajun around here. It's Bowie.
David Bowie knife.
Bowie, yeah, David Bowie knife. Fuck.
Yeah, you pull it out, and it's just like David Bowie on a stick. You're just like,
Like,
this Spanish
big
from Mars,
colors
bitch.
on it.
He throws some glitter at you.
I've had that knife since I was 14, and it's still in freaking. When I go camping or anything like that, it's the first freaking thing I pack.
When Shadow was 14, it was like the Bronze Age. It's like a bronze. It's a bronze blade.
It does have some.
I don't even have to tell a joke anymore.
You could use a bucket of quarter staff like no one else. Siree, Bowie. Okay, all right. Hey,
Yeah,
So
speaking
is
of like,
Shadow not immortal anymore? Do we not go with that storyline?
No. We are. I like that. I
Okay.
don't have to tell a joke anymore.
Make it.
What other people do it for me.
you were
Everybody
going to
knows
say
it.
something, George?
oh, speaking of like fencing and dueling, any of you guys have like a good recommendation of a good duel besides like some of the
The
obvious
Duel was like excellent movie. The Duel with Carradine and shit, the guy from the Bad Lieutenant and
Harvey Keitel, yeah.
Harvey Keitel. Yeah,
That's a good movie. The Duelists with.
no, that's what I meant. The Duelist. Yeah, The Duelist. That's a great one.
When you said duel, the first thing I went to was that
The
movie
car.
with
yeah,
The
Spielberg.
truck. Yeah, Spielberg first.
what was the actor's name from McLeod? You guys remember that movie?
McLeod.
You mean
McLeod, the actor from McLeod. The movie Duel, where it's that guy. He's
Yeah,
like
I
a
can't-
salesman traveling across
Yeah.
country, and he gets in that
I can't remember his
sort of
name.
car battle with the freaking the big
the truck? Yeah.
oil
The
rig or
big truck.
something? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Oh
covered
no,
in
man!
rust.
I'm partial to Killdozer. Robert Urich and
Bow paint and he two weapons.
Killdozer. Such a fake guy, man. Oh.
You ever heard of this one?
1964 Cadillacs, Dead Rattlesnakes. No, not Lambert. Lambert.
Okay, favorite Three Musketeers version. Well, what's your favorite Three Musketeers, guys?
Oh,
Movie.
the original, definitely with Michael York and Oliver Reed.
Oh man, I forgot about that one. Shit, I haven't seen that since I was a kid. They're all kind of fun, actually. To be honest with you.
Yeah, the Disney one with Kiefer Sutherland and
Three
Charlie
Musketeers.
Sheen and Oliver Platt was actually pretty
That wasn't
good.
bad. That wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
it brought a lot of the fun back to the movie, especially with the choice of actors for the time.
That was the 1993 one.
Mhm.
Uh,
And to be honest, the Man in the Iron Mask wasn't bad either.
Oh, that was pretty
With
good.
what's his name?
Jeremy Irons and Leonard.
No, I don't know if that. I was thinking. What's his name?
this one in English.
The name's totally escaping me. Never heard of this one either. Dead Rattlesnakes, or is that what you mean to duel with? That would be fun, I suppose.
You just got that's like the Native Americans. They would like get
Duel
some
with dead
rattlesnakes and they're
rattlesnakes.
fighting with rattlesnake.
I mean, it would have to be recently dead, or it's just gonna break and
No, they're
snap at the
alive,
first
dude.
impact.
They're fucking alive. That's what makes it
No,
so hardcore.
no, it says he said dead rattlesnakes.
Oh, dead rattlesnakes. Oh.
No. You want them because the one that breaks first has a disadvantage, right? So it's like,
Pre 64 Winchester Model 70s. I could see that. What's up, Derek?
I just
Yeah,
guys,
Leonardo DiCaprio. Thank you, Bo. Wow,
I get,
I can't believe I forgot that name, but we should all forget that name, shouldn't we?
I'm a NRA lifetime member, right? So I get like the American Rifleman magazine for free for it. Or
Oh,
whatever.
really?
And there's some new like lever action rifle that has like a fucking 30 round mag in it. It's the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. It's like, why would you have a lever action with like a 30 round mag? Why don't you just get
New York?
like,
No, I think it's got to be a Texas thing.
I don't know what the hell. I'm just like, what is that?
It's probably some state requirement or something.
Yeah, maybe you can only have lever action.
Right. Or I was going to say,
Someone's infringing. Someone's violating. Thou shalt not infringe.
I can't do that on Google.
Oh yeah! Did you guys happen to watch the travesty that was the congressional commission on the fucking Secret Service chick?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you gotta send me a link to that.
Oh,
I have never seen such greater incompetence or blatant freaking fuckery in all my life.
I don't think there was any incompetence involved at all. I think they were in on that shit.
I have to agree with you, Doc.
No one's that stupid. Just the number of things that happened.
I mean, she was only there to do that, and then she quit like the next day, so she got her pension. I don't know why she didn't get fucking fired. It's just like
you being arrested and
Jesus. I mean, and this was bipartisan. I mean, the Democrats
a
and
lever
the
action rifle with a 30 round mag, Mac.
Yeah, even AOC got a couple like good questions in on her.
Yeah,
I know that's the entire universe is like been shook up or something when something like that happens, because just what and there has to come a point where there are too many what we might call coincidences or extreme failures in a row before you got to just go with Alex Jones or something.
My favorite response was her.
Well, you should never go with Alex Jones on anything, but
that's why I said or something, because I knew where you were gonna follow up with that.
When she said something about like, do you have any details of the time and whatever? So I have a timeline, but I don't have any details to it.
Listen,
what the fuck is that?
And you're like, what the fuck? Everybody started laughing. They started laughing.
Well, so it's like basically like a blank clock,
like,
Yeah, Mac. A lever with a mag. What's the freaking point?
Yeah, dude.
Like tits on a bull.
Well, you don't want to spend time reloading, right? So.
Yes. Or why spend the time to?
Why spend time freaking using the damn lever?
Use the lever when you just have a semi. Yeah, it's just weird.
Oh, it could be for stunt shooting, or like maybe it's a requirement in like ski shoot or something like that.
I don't call that a happy accident there, Grumpy. Just saying. The more incompetence, the smaller the circle of conspirators needs to be, I suppose.
Dude, that chick is laughing all the way to the bank. She just retire and disappear.
I personally have a theory that Jill and she were in on it from the beginning, and they decided to, pull the switch right after the debate, because it's just like everybody looked bad, and that was it like a Thursday night. It was like everybody just looked bad.
I'm surprised that the Secret Service isn't just completely gutted. The leadership is not going to just be gutted.
Because it's not over yet. That's why.
Yeah.
It's also part of
Well, they also don't
the
do anything.
She clearly got sent in there just to stonewall, and they probably
Oh
told her,
yeah,
"Look, we'll
yeah.
take care of you after. Just say nothing, commit to nothing." Because the thing is, they don't know what's going to come out in the long run, so they want to leave their options open for their final lie.
That's fair, Grumpy. Hey, you were
Yeah.
trying to say something, George. And George,
oh
with these guys, you gotta be loud and in charge, man.
oh yeah, no
Uh,
problem. The Secret Service is now under the Homeland Security now. Before I think it was part of something else like Treasury or something,
Yeah.
but now it's under
well,
Homeland Security.
that
So
doesn't
she's
surprise
got
me since
bosses
that's where
above
they
her.
all work. Well, most of the Secret Service work a Homeland Security that night, or that afternoon, anyways. So what the hell? And that should be the case.
No.
It should be its own like little army. I mean,
Yeah.
literally, because it's not just the top two people.
Well,
They have to
you
they have to
you
take
need
care of the top
oversight
people.
and funding departments. Um, you don't want to have too many of those because then you get little fiefdoms
Yeah.
and you're
Tiny
redundant.
armies.
You're getting what you call like a redundant bureaucracy, and your government has already got so much fucking redundant bureaucracy. You've got 90% of it. And be better off.
One of the odd things is I don't know if it changed when they moved to Homeland Security, but in the past they also did counterfeiting, like
Yeah.
countering
Yeah,
counterfeiting or something. I don't know
yeah,
if it's
that
still
was when it was
their
part of
purview, but
Treasury.
That's what they
yeah.
were formed for originally.
Yeah, part of Treasury. Um, uh, and they mostly did that, and they would occasionally get random pullouts for government detail, like special.
Yeah, they started doing presidential
Maneuvers.
bodyguard after Lincoln was killed.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's only because they already had people that were like available and well trained in like chauffeuring large quantities of cash. So
Uh,
you know,
One of the things I've been seeing on Twitter a lot is people comparing, I guess, the Reagan shooting and the Secret Service response and stuff. The interesting thing I noticed is that now you see like a person in a black suit, they're sort of a government goon of some kind. Then it was like they were just like dressed like normal kind of suits and stuff. They look like kind of like the anchormen. Like they had those
yeah,
wide ties with the stripes and kind of like a pattern jacket and stuff.
yeah,
And next
that
thing you know,
was
they're
more
pulling out
common.
Uzis.
Now, like someone is a Fed, like an FBI agent or whatever shows up at your door. If they're fit and dressed well, they're faking it. It's not a real person. If they're frumpy and they look like they're like a housewife that's been hitting the sauce a little too much, or like you
Yeah, there were a couple
know,
housewives trying to protect the president. I quote,
yeah,
trying to protect him.
yeah. But you know what I mean? Like dumpy cat lady types are more likely to be like showing up at your door with an FBI badge than Chad.
Agreed, Mac, on everything you just said. And I remember this. You guys remember this back about 30 years ago when they were going after cyberpunk, thinking there was like something real going on.
uh,
What?
like the game?
The feds went after the people making cyberpunk, I guess GURPS version,
Oh, I didn't know
thinking it was like a real thing.
that. Huh.
Looking into it like they were real hackers because they kept using the word hacking, in their game and online, probably, while they were writing it or what have you. I remember hearing about that. That's crazy. What a
Yeah,
waste of freaking teeth. It would take you 8 minutes to figure out, oh, this is a bunch of
Yeah.
nerds talking something
Oh, I
nerdier than.
remember reading something about that.
yeah. That sounds more like something the company would have made up to have as a publicity stunt.
No, because
But
about
I
the
don't
same
doubt it.
time we were getting those movies like Hackers, like the movies and stuff, there was a small window where there were like 3 or 4 movies about doing just that. Kind of like crime movies, heist movies, but they were just using their freaking keyboards.
Hmm.
Hell yeah!
I already know hackers. What were the other ones? Do you know?
My favorite
Sneakers.
hacker movie was Weird Science.
Sneakers,
Mine
and
too.
there was another one that's not coming to mind.
Sneakers was a good movie.
Sneakers was
Johnny
a great
Mnemonic.
film. Johnny
Johnny
Mnemonic.
Mnemonic was good.
That was a little later though, wasn't it?
95, I think.
Yeah, and the other ones were like 88 and 92.
Well, you got the
I think.
Ultimate Hacker, War Games.
War Games.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
early 80s though.
You know, I
And
was
speaking of Illuminati, I've been looking for the Illuminati card game, and
Oh,
dang,
yeah.
that shit's expensive. I know I've got some somewhere, but there's a couple of cards I wanted to show Jackie because they were so like prophetic, if you will. But
That was Steve Jackson, wasn't it?
it
Illuminati.
was,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was.
so one of the things I was one of my favorite shows is Blake Seven, and I was looking into that, and Avon, he's the hacker, and I was
Yes.
just trying to, and that's 79, and I could not find anything on TV. I don't even like maybe Scotty once did a hack where like he shut the lights out on a planet, but no other character that's sort of
that's-
officially a hacker. from
That's the
before
first
that.
representation of computer hacking in a
Sci-fi.
TV show.
And you know what, George? I only recently was able to watch that show. I had to actually subscribe, like a free trial subscription to like some British channel or whatever on like Roku or something like that. And I had to hurry up and watch it as fast as I could so I could say no thanks. Oh man, that show was way ahead of its time.
Oh, yeah.
Except for the costumes.
Yeah.
The costumes were clearly taken from the Shakespearean department, off of the, corner
The
lot.
BBC did that a
Yeah,
lot though.
I think it helped though. I think it kind of made this sort of medieval feel like
It did.
you're the serfs, we're in charge. And at least maybe they kind of did a little bit of both. And some of the stuff like that crazy the enforcers, like their police or whatever, those guys with the guns and the gas mask and that weird plastic thing on their head. It was a little bit of kit bash, but it was pretty cool, I thought.
Very, very reminiscent of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
With
Wow.
probably same.
Yeah.
Same studio.
It's Terry Nation was involved with that, and he did like a lot of some of the best stuff in Doctor Who, like in
Right.
kind of the Tom Baker era.
And
He did,
I've been hearing about that show forever, like growing up. Blake Seven, but you can't find it.
Yeah.
And then when I finally watched it, I'm like, it was funny because I found out. I was watching. I was trying to get Jackie to watch it. He wasn't watching it, but he went and grabbed the intro theme song and was using it for something. I forget what. And I'm like, I walked by his room. I was like, that sounds really familiar. I'm like, what's that from? He's like, Blake Seven, and I'm like, but you didn't want to watch the show. I was like, no, but the music was really good. Like fucking kids these days.
Yeah. And I guess watching it, I always kind of want to compare it to Star Trek because like their Federation is like wicked, like they're evil, and that music even kind of has a little bit of that trumpety kind of Star Wars, Star Trek kind of feel.
Well, if you ever pay attention to Star Trek, it is
I
the
always-
Federation is evil.
Yeah, I never trusted the Federation in Star
Yeah.
Trek. I always wanted to hear what the Federation garbage man had to say about it.
As soon as Kirk stole that cloaking device, I'm like, oh, it's on. They just became full on evil because there's like a secret fleet that no one will ever write about. That's all cloaked,
Section 31.
doing all this evil shit, for the Federation, for the good of whatever.
I already have one. That secret organization of the feds.
Section 31.
Yeah, I stopped watching Trek after.
Well, it's
I
it's
watched
not even
Next Gen.
that.
And then I watched Enterprise, but everything else I hard passed on all of it.
It's not even that. It's just like neoliberal claptrap, right? Conform or will put sanctions on you until you starve to death.
You watched the oh shit, what is his fucking name? The Feral. He has a YouTube channel. The Feral. He does all these kind of like philosophy things and all this geek culture. I can't remember his fucking. I'll have to find that real quick. He did a big thing about the money and the economy of
The skinny
Star-
dude with the red hair.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
always wears the key or whatever.
yeah.
Key. I'll look his name up.
Yeah,
I
he's
highly
fucking
recommend.
awesome. If you guys get a chance, listen to his stuff. He's a big geek, but he he's obviously a philosopher of some.
I think he's a college professor.
Is he? And
Yeah.
he does all these interesting kind of, but he talks about the Federation on like why, how would it work? I mean, because if there's no economy, what do you do? What drives the people to do whatever they do? And it's pretty interesting. He talks about like the energy, like the abundance of like energy can be. I don't know. Check it out. I can't do it. It's way above my fucking thinking level.
Yeah, he goes
The
into the energy economy of the series. How you're getting a ration of power for your replicator or whatever.
Yeah, the whole post scarcity thing that they say it is, but if
Yeah.
it's post scarcity, why isn't everybody living in a holodeck?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Why
and
cartoon
who
bigger?
who volunteers for the shit jobs?
Yeah.
You know, not everybody is in Starfleet. You know, like
No.
what was that one character from Enterprise, the black kid whose family? Oh, sorry, Grumpy. As I was moving, I'll bring you in. You know, the black kid from Enterprise whose family was working like not a shuttle, but a cargo business where they're,
Yeah.
you know, moving stuff back and forth, and he got admitted to Starfleet. It was like, okay, well, why are they doing what they're doing? You know, what are they getting paid? How do they make things, you know, run and work and all that? Welcome to the show, Grumpy.
Welcome.
Greetings.
Hey,
Well, you know, it's like there are people that love moving shit around and doing stuff and being independent. And if it's you're born into it, right? Like
That was like
It literally seemed like that for that particular kid's family. It seemed like they were like second or third generation on the same ship.
Well, that was pre-Federation also, so that was just like
Yeah, that's true.
family
That's
well,
business.
there was also I want to say Kathy Yates.
or Cisco's dad.
Yeah, yeah. The,
Cisco's dad, like he owned a
well,
restaurant or some shit.
he also had a girlfriend that had a cargo ship, and she was running cargo.
yeah,
around.
Travis. Thank you, Mac.
But yeah, it's just like you do things you like doing, right? There are going to be people that like moving cargo so that they can like get cargo ships.
Right, but at the same
But
time,
how do you get them? Right?
like
It's never really
Picard's
explained.
family with the
The
vineyard.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well,
wait a minute.
It was in his family before there was all that, right? So
yeah.
Yeah,
Harry
but-
Mudd.
Go ahead,
Harry
George.
Mudd had Harry Mudd had a spaceship in the original series. It was that kind of con man trickster guy, Harry Mudd.
Yeah.
No, he was providing a service that people needed.
Yes. But
yeah,
the weird part is the Federation apparently has no money, but the Ferengi provide all these services for gold-plated latinum.
well,
So where do
You
the
see-
Federation people who buy drinks at the Ferengi's bar
Quarks.
in Deep Space Quarks, get the
well,
That's
latinum?
ultimately the thing about
If-
Star Trek. It's this kind of fantastic. We're not going to think about the details kind of thing.
well, actually, they did point that
Contradicts
they did
itself
point
all the
that out in Deep Space Nine. Quark was allowed to maintain his bar, and it would be paid for by the station resources as long as he gave a certain credit to each Starfleet person that came through, as like the tab was paid for by his utility bill. So
That's interesting.
you like every person on the station that was like a member of Starfleet would have
Yeah,
a
but
ledger
what
with
about all
quarks.
the people who are non-Starfleet but part of the Federation? I mean, at some point it does.
But
break
there
down.
are ways to get materials through your, because you do have there is a currency, right? It's like a UBI, like a basic standard income, but it's energy credits, right? You get like replicator rations or whatever, right? But they're just so in abundant in primary civilization that you never have to pay a mind to it.
I heard one person describe it as the Ferengi are what socialists think who are writing it, or what they think capitalism is. That they're just these cheating, nasty creatures, the Yankee traders, as they first called them.
Well, that's not the term I'd use, but
Did we ever see a female Ferengi?
Yep.
yes,
Yeah,
Did we?
Quark's mom. But
Did
most
we?
of the time,
Yeah.
didn't see
most of
that.
the time, you only ever saw her from behind or from neck up because Ferengi
Yeah,
women
they-
don't
yeah,
wear
yeah.
clothing.
Yeah,
And
they
then
don't.
there was
They
the
don't
other
allow. They don't
female who's
allow
pregnant,
the
isn't
women
it?
to wear clothing.
Yeah,
Um,
when she actually shows up, she's causing a big scandal because she's wearing clothes.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
So
She was marrying some old guy, like some real old wealthy guy or something.
yeah,
I missed all of that.
she was marrying the Grand Nagus.
That's
Yeah,
it. That's it.
that's
That's
it.
what it was.
It was the book, The Rules of Acquisition.
Yeah,
Rule.
you can look up those rules. Like almost all of them are written out, and they are worth paying attention to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Satisfaction
good
is never
show.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
That is technically true, right? The full saying is the customer is always right in the matter of taste, right? We always leave off the in the matter of taste part, but that's like the full saying. So no, the customer is not always right. If they
I've
don't
worked
like
with
something,
Jim,
there's the
customer
door.
is almost never correct.
Yeah.
You
Except
just
for
always
what they
point to
like
that-
personally.
You always point to
Customer's
that
wrong.
sign that
Second
said,
wrong.
"We refuse to service, you assholes like you." we reserve the right to refuse service to assholes like you.
Yeah. Oh, I am looking. Oh, it's right there. The show chat. This is the video that Brian was talking about in the show chat, not the private one.
Yeah, it's good. He does a lot of really interesting he'll do he talked about that new Civil War movie and his take on all that shit, and then tons of stuff like Battlestar Galactica and Space Above Beyond. I mean, all sorts of shit. He talked. Another really good one is the Last Starfighter. He talks about Alex Rogan being drafted as a merc without his knowledge, and how shady it is, and that the Rylans are hiring all. If you look at all the Starfighter pilots, they're all alien. There's no Rylans.
Yeah.
So
Oh, what was it? What was this you were talking about?
There's a YouTube channel called Feral Historian.
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's really good, man. You need to watch this.
writing it down.
It's just the link I just put in the chat, the show chat, is to the Star Trek Economy one.
Okay. Yeah, because to me it seemed kind of, I don't know, just weak that they went that route instead of just sticking with a normal.
Well, the purpose is that the show is supposed to be kind of utopian.
Mhm.
That's why when what's that guy that wrote the book about You're Always Screaming or whatever?
Oh, I have no mouth and I must scream.
Yes,
Harlan Ellison.
Harlan Ellison.
City at
That's
the Edge
why.
of Forever.
Yeah, Roddenberry kicked him off halfway through that episode because he wanted to make the thing all about drug use. And it's like that's not what the purpose of Star Trek is. The purpose of Star Trek is we've moved past our petty problems, and
No one got along with Harlan Ellison. He was
Yeah, no
famous.
one.
Right.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Didn't
He's
he
a great
also
writer,
work-
but he was a total asshole.
didn't he do some actual episodes of Land of the Lost?
probably.
Probably. He wrote a lot
He
of
was a
scripts.
prolific writer.
Yeah.
He did a lot of TV stuff.
He also worked for about 4 hours for Disney.
4 hours, 4 whole hours.
Yeah,
all
that's
he
how long
could
he
take.
actually.
Even Tim Burton lasted longer than that.
Yeah.
Is that all he could take, or is that all they could take?
All vacant then.
Basically, he tells the story in one of his books, and it's all about how he got like his agent calls him, say, "Yeah, I got you a gig at Disney." He goes like, "Me? Are you sure? Yeah, yeah, just go there." And so he shows up, and at the gate, you know how studios they had a guy at the gate to let people in.
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, my name's Harlan Ellison." "Oh, yes, Mr. Ellison. Here's your, like the little pass you put on your car. You're going to go there. There's a parking spot for you." He shows up. There's a parking spot with his name on it. He goes in. They point him to his office. His name is on a little plate. There's a lovely desk. There's pencils sharpened to a point. Like if you touch them with the tip of your finger, you're going to bleed. That's how sharp the pencils are. Pads of paper, everything a writer would need. A couple extra chairs so he can discuss ideas with other people, but he doesn't really know what he's supposed to do. So he just sort of hangs out and goes to see the other people, and they decide, okay, it's 11 o'clock. Let's go and eat, and yeah, okay, let's go to the cafeteria. They have a cafeteria and they have assigned tables. So like, this is the writer's table. That's the producer's tables, whatever. And he starts talking to the other writers about ideas, and he starts pitching, quote unquote, this idea for, let us say, Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto in a corn film, doing sound effects and everything. What he doesn't know is on the other side of the little separator from where he's sitting sits
Disney?
no, well, not Walt was dead by then, but it's his brother. And by the time he makes it back to his office, he doesn't notice at first, but the nameplate is gone. And when he opens it, all the furniture that was there is gone. All that's left is a little wobbly stool. There's a stub of a pencil on it and a scrap of paper that says, "At Disney, nobody fucks with the mouse." And he got fired.
Oh, damn.
I don't know how much of it is true, but he says it is. Or he said it was.
Well, I doubt any of it's true because
Good story.
It's an
Yeah,
entertaining
but-
story.
but
He was
Disney used to be
universally
pretty
hated.
hard about not having sexual content in their
Oh yeah, they were.
yeah.
But the thing is that that was his half a day or whatever. Showed up at 9 and by like 1, he's gone,
Yeah.
fired. So
Yeah.
there you go. Wouldn't surprise me though. Disney was a really strict employer for a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
What happened? Look at it now. Look at the
Oh,
travesty.
Well, it
Yeah.
got infiltrated by people like Harlan Ellison.
well,
Now, I've never been a Disney fan, but I knew what it was and what it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
showing and trying to, the
Yeah.
wholesome and family and
Mhm.
fun stuff.
It's not
Yeah.
like they didn't used to have like they had that Touchstone,
yeah,
Yeah.
right? Touchstone was a Disney house,
yeah.
so
And
they
they
would
also-
create.
There
Yeah.
was a law in the UK that if you made money from films, like from movie theaters projecting your films in the UK, a certain amount of the money had to be used for producing films in the UK. And so Disney had a ton of cash that they couldn't take out of the country. They had to use it there. And that's how they did like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and some other
Oh.
films. That's
Very
why they
cool.
did these live action films, because they figured it was going to be easier to hire. There's people in the UK who know how to operate live, work on a live action set, but there's no actual animation studio that can do what we need them to do. So we're not going to bother to try animation. We're just going to do live action there. So that's how we got. There's a couple of
Yeah.
great films that came out of that.
Yeah,
Twenty
but like
Thousand Leagues was a great film.
That was a good film. I like that one.
Yeah.
you can go through and like some of the greatest films of the 80s and early 90s, like
Yeah.
action films, horror films, are all Touchstone
Yeah,
movie from the Touchstone.
yeah, and Buena Vista Films. That was also them.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the parent corporation
Yeah,
that
that's a parent corporation. Yeah, but
um,
sometimes they wouldn't do it under Touchstone because for whatever reason they felt it was different. So they had a
well,
couple other company names, is what I'm saying.
um,
Black Hole, I think, was under the Disney name.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah,
that was a
well,
Disney
that's one
product.
of that's one of the reasons why they started creating the subsets, because
Yeah.
they realized that the Disney brand on films like Black Hole just destroyed that film more
Yeah.
than
You know, it's
anything
funny you
else.
guys mentioned that.
That was their
Uh,
first non-G-rated film, and that was
Mhm.
actually, I remember as a kid when that
Yeah.
came out, that was a big controversy because
I saw that in the
compared
theater,
to
and that
because
scared the
compared
shit
to
out of me, man.
I
because the
saw that movie for
violence
the first time.
really
I
freaked
saw
people out.
I saw
Yeah.
that movie for the first time last year. I read the book. I had the book. I might still
Yeah.
have it. I read that paperback book like half a dozen times. I could not wrap my head around the ending. I just couldn't figure it out because
They
I was
died.
I was pretty young. I
Yeah.
saw the movie and I went like, oh, okay. They went to heaven. They went to hell. Why didn't you just say that?
Yeah.
You know?
Because it's a book.
I had the exact same experience though. I read the book and then it was like, I don't know, 10 years before I got a chance to see the movie, and it was like, oh, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Great
and they
effects. Great
Yeah.
effects.
it was an interesting movie to say the least. You know, some of it was pretty hokey. Not gonna
Hmm.
lie,
Yeah.
but it's just for the life of me. And I kept trying, rereading and rereading that book, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I
Hmm.
mean, I was like 12 maybe, so obviously above my level. But the cover, had that iconic ship, the black
Yeah.
hole. I was already into Star Trek and stuff like that, and it was actually Brian who was giving me a hard time for not watching more movies because I'm so woefully behind on all the movies that everybody else seems to have grown up around. I was busy doing other stuff, not watching movies, and so it was like I saw it on YouTube and I'm like, oh, free with commercials, okay, and that was like one of the last movies I watched
Hmm.
this year. Uh,
Um,
I'm trying to fix that because I did watch Colossus: The Forbidden Project,
Oh
another
yeah.
one that's always
It's
been
all
on
right.
my list. That everybody's like, "Oh, this is a great movie. You got to watch it if you're a fan of Rollerball and Silent Running and Soylent Green and Logan's Run, which everybody knows I am. You got to watch this one." And I'm like, "Okay." And I went out and I bought it, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll throw it in with the other stack of those kinds of movies." It was okay. It wasn't
It was
all
mediocre.
that. Pardon, Brian?
It was mediocre.
Yeah, yeah, it
what,
wasn't.
the Foreman Project,
Yeah,
or
Yeah.
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 It
to
had some interesting cinematography because they were trying to avoid the nude scenes when the two characters were, pretending to hook up, but they ended up actually getting married later on in the
Hmm.
books. But they had these interesting ways of using like bottles and things like that to cover the nudity. It was really my son and I we were laughing because it
yeah,
was
because
very
now they
classy.
just have
Well,
have
yeah.
It's like
Exactly. Now that would just be like spread eagle, just going to town.
Austin
But it,
Powers. Remember they did a scene like that
Yeah.
where
Yeah. Well, they
it
were
was
yeah,
like,
spoofing all those scenes,
yeah.
so they
yeah.
did it really well
I
too.
could clearly see that now. Uh, and
Uh, to Crystal Martinez, no, none of us are actors as far as I know.
I played a doctor once.
Oh, I play all sorts of roles in the bedroom.
Yeah, well, we're a bunch of gaming nerds. Welcome to the show, Crystal. If you've never seen
Yeah.
our show before, we talk sci-fi every Saturday. We usually talk other things, and we usually uh, every night, but the last Saturday of the month, we have a topic and we dissect it and deviate from it as often as we possibly can. And then we'll go back to the topic.
Wait. We have a
There
topic
was
on
a
this
topic.
show.
Yeah, we do. We do. No, we used to. We used to have a topic.
Yeah.
We haven't had a topic in a while. Last week's
Well,
was
topics are expensive, to be
yeah,
fair.
yeah.
It's hard to think
Topics
up
are
a new topic
expensive.
every
We,
week.
we, we pretend to have a topic.
Right, right.
This is the
But
first
welcome
time
to the
hearing.
show. I hope you like and subscribe and hit all the buttons and tell all your friends about. And mind you, this is we always have different people. Justin's always here with me, and the other group, the other fine gentlemen here, vary from week to week. Who can make it, who can't. sometimes it's just like three of us. Sometimes it's six. You know, and if you like the show and you chime in and make yourself known, then one of these days we'll invite you to come in and give us a hard time here on the show to oh, you're all wrong, you guys are idiots or whatever.
But you are all wrong, and you are all idiots.
That's Justin in a nutshell.
Everybody, that's Justin. Nice to meet you.
So what were we talking about?
Taco
Probably
Bell.
Disney.
Disney.
Disney and sort of that dark period in the 80s where they were trying to find themselves.
Bro,
And then
new rule. When
lost
he
their way.
forgets what the topic was, make something up. Don't say what it actually was.
Lever action
Yeah, it's a
rifle.
great
So-
great
so-
opportunity.
But yeah,
Great opportunity for you to inject your own topic. Yeah, even I could
yeah.
map that one out.
No maps, bro.
I said math. Math.
Okay.
When you
Yeah,
say
we already talked about maps, the good and the bad and the ugly.
great
Yeah,
movie, by the way.
Disney was weird. There's definitely some stuff that I wish I had in my collection from Disney, and then there's other things I wish I could erase from my memory.
I like those
Such
Wonderful
as-
World of Disney
Oh, yeah.
movies from like the 60s and stuff, like the
Oh,
pirate
dude, I
movies,
totally
Oh, yeah.
the
absolutely.
Frontiermen
That was
stuff. Those are
that
great.
that here in the States was like that was what everybody was doing Sunday night. It didn't
Yep.
matter who you were.
The Wonderful
Whatever
World of
football game was
Yeah.
over, that's
8
what you were
o'clock
doing on Sunday night.
Boom.
Everybody was watching that, and I had some
Barbie.
great family memories watching, Davy Crockett, Daniel Boone, that sort of thing, and just all kinds of weird, wonderful Disney stuff before they decided to just you know torpedo their entire everything, their entire kingdom, basically. Um, I'll
What's
never.
their excuse? Modern,
Yeah.
remade for modern audiences. What the fuck does that mean?
And you know what?
Well,
Indoctrinating
the problem is for the last 10, 15 years. Yeah. But for the last 10, 15 years, pretty much all they've done is remaking movies they've made before, but doing them in quote unquote live action and computer animation instead of traditional. Why? The movie's great as it is,
Just re-release
They
the
used to
movie.
actually
Be-
just
That's all
re-release
anyone
the
does, though, is
movies
remake
every
stuff
15,
now.
20,
Well, they do have original
yeah.
stuff.
And
They,
and
they
the other
do
thing
have
they've
original
done
stuff,
though is
but
push out all the
they,
but
they do
pushed
have
out
original
all the
stuff,
guys
but
who were
it's
really good. Not just guys, but all the people who were really good at animating got pushed out. And then when they were supposed to make a film to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the company,
Oh,
they found
yeah.
out nobody really knew how to do anything, and they've got a
It's like,
crappy
what did they
movie on
do?
their hands.
What did they do for Disney?
You know?
Seriously, did they
Uh,
did they tout? Did they even have a special about the man and how he created this vision? And no,
Mhm.
you didn't see anything for his 100th anniversary or whatever it was.
No,
They did that
you
Wish
wouldn't know it.
movie, and it was horrible.
No. You wouldn't know it's the 100th anniversary of Disney this year unless
At
you're
all.
into animation history.
It's
where that
insane.
should be
ridiculous,
everywhere
you know?
all the time. Like you should be force fed that. But
No, well,
George just said that they released that Wish movie and it was horrible because its sole purpose was subverting the message of Disney. Like subversion is only one thing you should be doing,
Yep.
not the only thing you should be doing.
Yeah, I got to chime in with one of my favorite IPs in literature, John Carter. They went out of their way
They
to
did
just.
good.
The movie was good.
I like
It wasn't perfect, and obviously trying to
Well-
shove in 10 books into one movie, they had to do what they did. But what they
That
did,
was stupid. It should have been 10 movies. Like they had the ability to create a franchise there.
Yeah.
But they got that. They got the rights to do that because they had the estate thing, right? They made that movie, and then right as they were like halfway through filming, they bought the rights
Marvel-
to
Marvel
do
and
Marvel.
Star
They had-
Wars.
that happened at the same time. So they switched horses there instead of just like this is another thing in our wheelhouse. They did their best to kill it in marketing.
They
So
honestly thought that they were not. Hey, what's up, James? They honestly thought they couldn't like drain all the resources out of us nerds from all three sources: Star Wars, John Carter, and Marvel, and they don't know us
yeah,
clearly at all. We would have started selling kidneys and livers,
yeah.
not necessarily our own, but whatever it took to afford whatever garbage, you know, if they put out John Carter freaking beach towels, I would have had six. You know what I mean? One in every
Especially if it
bath.
was fucking that Deja Thora.
Just saying.
I
James
personally
just
like.
opened up the floodgates with that comment. Did you read that shit? Let it out, James.
I've heard that like twice this week, James. Just saying. But you're not wrong. Um, I will bring it up just for a moment because it's hysterical, and I will leave it up for a moment because it's still hysterical. Um, what do you want? I'm not opening that door. Grandma don't want to see you.
Um,
Really, and you're ugly. But we love you. Dog.
Doc, you're saying hi to James is our 100th comment of the evening. But no, I think they had just killed Touchstone as an imprint right before they started
Yeah.
the John Carter series. They did the John Carter movie, and if that movie had been done as a Touchstone film instead of a Disney film, it would have been so much better because people would have known what to expect.
It'd be more
Right.
adult, more.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
not even if they kind of kept it at that level, it's still
The exact same film. You wouldn't have had to change anything in the film. It's just the same thing with Black Hole. You're not taking
Yeah.
a 4-year-old to go see like it's the wrong kind of film for a person under the age of 10.
Yeah.
Jackie was 3 years old when he saw it, and he loved it.
Yes, but we're
Well, you're
talking
one
the
of those
majority
people that bring
audience.
your fucking kid to a movie, and he's like, blah, blah,
Oh no,
gabble,
no,
babble.
he not only he, but even his grandmother didn't speak a word of English. She enjoyed the hell out of it. She didn't know what the heck she was watching because she didn't speak English, but she laughed at all the right things. She was like, Woola was funny, okay, things like that.
I dug Grandma on the treadmill, that show you guys did. That was great. I thought that was your wife or something. I'm like,
Come
no
on.
one's acknowledging this woman, this older lady, beautiful older lady on the treadmill going to town while you guys are just talking, and they're just like ignoring her.
I'm going to be nice because Jackie might be listening, but no, and fuck no. Yeah, we should right now be talking about movie number 4 or 5 of John Carter. You know what I mean?
Well, the series
fact-
would have been over by
Yeah.
now if they'd done one every 3
no,
years.
They casted it pretty good.
Not
too.
if they do one every 2 years, like most things. It came out in 2012. Another 12 years, we'd still be looking at 4 more movies. Roughly,
Was it
maybe 5.
2012?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
not
it was
just that.
Yeah, I know.
If the
it was
movies were
2012.
doing well, they, yeah. But if
Go
the
ahead, yeah.
movies had been doing, like, if they'd done a whole series of movies, they're doing well and they're about to finish. All they need to do then is say, okay, now we finished John Carter of Mars. Let's do the Venus Adventures now.
Oh, that
Right.
And
was
there's
sweet.
three or four books.
4.
You could do Venus, and once you're done with that, it's like, hey, let's go to town on Pellucidar, and there's
Then
like,
you can
Right.
do
I
I
mean,
don't
they've
know,
already got all the
dozens
Next
dinosaur
books.
generation.
technology they could ever need. The reason I knew it was
Yeah.
2012 is because 2012 was the 100th year anniversary of the book being published.
Ah.
And I'm
Yeah.
telling you that there have been breakdowns done on this. It was solely killed in marketing.
Yep.
It was
Yes.
nothing to do with the film.
Yeah.
It was killed in the way it
The
was
marketing
marketed
was awful
deliberately.
for that movie. Yeah.
Well, they had a great marketing strategy. They deliberately changed it halfway through. I've told this story to Shadow a few times.
Yeah, with the movie posters and everything
Yeah.
like that. Nobody knew what the hell they were looking at.
we
except
had
weirdos
this
like us.
we had this massive billboard, like it's just like around the corner from me, like the standard like one of those things, and they put it up there, and it's like John Carter of Mars, and it had a picture of him and like what was going on, and then a week later it comes back and it's like a black billboard with like just John Carter and no description of what the movie's about. So if you didn't catch it or you forgot about it that first week, the poster stood up there for like 2 months before the movie came out, right?
Yep, and
So
not only that, but
if you didn't catch it
I
the first
recall
week and had no
correctly,
idea what it was,
I recall they had this weird sort of like stylized JC that they didn't
yeah,
even really look like a JC. It was like this weird looking
Yeah.
symbol now, but it was
you could kind of
JC.
tell. But
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're
It was
driving
very.
fast,
It was like, what the frick?
That was
I
a
mean, are
big
you,
found in advertising for a long time, like leave people no clue what you're talking about. And I don't know what the purpose, how that ever got through, or let alone became a
Yeah.
thing.
James, you are no loser. Uh, yes.
Yeah, one of the things that some of these studios do is they just like will try to. And I don't think John Carter was the case for this, but like they would just make something just to get. We've done the contractual amount of time and we own the IP still. Like
Yeah, you
it
still own it.
lapses, and they have
well,
that thing, and they did that to like they
John
did that
Carter's in
to
the public domain, so
Comic books are
Oh.
like that too. That's like Marvel to keep certain like copyrights on these characters. They do like a guest appearance of Star Lord because they haven't been a Guardian of the Galaxy in like 20 years or some shit. So that we need to keep this IP. Let's do a quick. Him and Howard the Duck are gonna hang out or whatever. So they publish something with those characters. So now they got however more years they need to do until they
Mhm.
refresh it or whatever.
Yeah. So the other thing I was
Yeah.
watching like some of those comic gate guys,
It's
like
just so they can
Shane
maintain
Davis.
control of the character.
Yeah.
yes.
And one of the things they'll do is like they won't do original characters anymore. They'll do like the derivative character, like
Yeah.
grandson of Spider-Man or something like that. And then the person drawing it doesn't
Yeah.
own it because it's derived from their own IP that the company already
Well,
owns.
From what I've heard, Romita Jr. has won the battle. Romita Jr. like John Romita and I think Stan Lee and Romita did Spider-Man, created Spider-Man, or Ditko. Romita and Ditko, or whoever. I think their family sued. Like, look, my father fucking helped co-created this character, and we're not getting any fucking money. He didn't get any money, and they're losing that. They're losing that lawsuit now.
Yeah.
That's why they did the Spider-Verse. They have all these
Mhm.
different Spider-Man. They're Spider-Man, but it's not Peter Parker. It's
Yep.
like
Mm.
Morales or whatever, and then there's
Yeah,
girls,
Miles
and there's
Morales. Screw all that shit.
all that other
Um,
shit. So Peter Parker is being set aside, like he's being expunged because they're not going to own that IP anymore. So they got to come up with some other shit.
One of the other reasons why they like turned him gay or something, and his wife and he and Mary Jane broke up, and just all kinds of stuff to just destroy the story so that nobody even would care anymore because the canon has done all these things that already disgruntled the audience. Now nobody even cares, but the little kids still want to see the red and blue guy. So let's throw some.
Also, you got to remember they're constantly chasing younger and younger demographics, and these new writers are hacks
don't read it.
because they were trained to see art as nothing but a vehicle for propaganda, and they have nothing but contempt and hatred for these older writers who did things they can never even aspire to.
James,
And I will wait. I will just object. You are insulting actual hacks with that statement. Those new writers are not even at the level of hacks.
Well, you
Hacks
gotta
will produce
understand,
stuff.
comic book writers back in the day were hacks.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's my point.
but God bless him.
God bless him, man.
Uh,
Yeah.
James, I don't know. That's a iffy because it was 2012 and certain things weren't in full swing yet. I
I
can
don't
see
think that
how
was a factor.
I him being a Confederate hero. I don't know that half the audience wouldn't even know what that meant.
Yeah,
And,
I don't
and
think
honestly, in the books, I mean, that isn't like.
Mhm.
I mean, it's
It's
mentioned.
not a relevant part of
They-
the story.
yeah, it's pretty irrelevant in the book and the writing, from what I remember. Now I haven't read them all, but
Yeah.
you know, he doesn't like tote himself.
It's
as a
just his backstory, so
hero.
to explain that he knows how to
Yeah.
fight,
Exactly.
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
And mind you, you know,
you
like I
could
said,
easily change that.
It was written in
Well,
1912. You know, that didn't, you know,
they didn't need to.
yeah, it was just everybody was writing about characters like that in the pulp westerns.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
half the heroes had fought, you know, in the pulp westerns
Yeah.
had fought on one side or the other. You know,
And they didn't change it in the movie, right?
right.
So they obviously didn't care. It's
Well,
it
they
wasn't why they. It's solely because, and they've talked about this. It's solely because they just bought in Star Wars and Marvel, so they
and
had more
you
relevant.
know that kind of
The
honestly.
other thing is
Go ahead, Grumpy.
the pulp writers used guys like Confederate veterans in their westerns and all that because it was a way to explain why this person was quote unquote destitute. You know, because if you were on the winning side, presumably you got some rewards, but if you were on the losing side, you got none. You had to rebuild your life, and that was how you could get your hero.
I was just going to say,
to
James, you're
be,
reading my
you
damn
know,
mind.
wandering around looking to build his new life. What?
It was the same. It was the same with Firefly, as James brings up. Mal Reynolds
Yeah.
was, you know, on the equivalent, you know, losing end of that war, and you know
Yeah.
it made that character not only him, but look at Jonah Hex. Jonah Hex was a mainstay for decades and decades. You know, even as
Oh,
far
no.
back as like
So
10
good.
years ago, they were writing Jonah Hex stories, and that just added to his badassery. You know what I mean? But think about this. I just thought of this
Mhm.
just now. Think of how terrified they must have been at the originality of John Carter to think that it could actually be a threat to Marvel Comics and or Star Wars. Mind you, it influenced and inspired a whole bunch of all of that because there were so many
Yeah.
Marvel characters, you know, Star Slayer and things like that that were
Yeah.
freaking John Carter, but just, you know, a little bit different. They all dressed the same, as in like almost nothing on, but you know, fighting with a sword and a gun. But they were actually, you know, worried that they were going to lose a monumental chunk of the Marvel or Star Wars money that would go suddenly into John Carter, and they would be like, "Oh wow, we just bought these two giant IPs, and this thing's outselling them." Were they really that worried? In
Yeah.
retrospect, they
Well,
probably were, because John Carter is just that damn good.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not even that because it's in the public domain. Anyone
Yeah.
with a camera could have made their own John Carter movie
Yeah, they can't
Mhm.
control
and
it.
put it out at the same time. They would just have to be artistically different in appearance.
Just look at all
But-
the John Carter comic books and Days of Thor comic books and all those that have
Yeah.
come out in the last like less than 20 years that are making bank because it's all
Well,
about
Yeah.
the scantily dressed, you know, softcore porn, if you will.
Yeah, they're supposed to be fucking naked. That's it, naked.
Yeah. Well, I understand why the House of Mouse did not make
Yeah, I get that.
that, but they were pretty scantily clad, right? She was wearing
Not
just
bad,
about
man.
enough to cover.
Also, with the Firefly thing, that was marketed also incredibly badly. I never watched it while it was initially on the air because when I
I
saw the
did.
commercials, I got the
Me-
impression it was a bad comedy.
Exactly.
I
I
didn't
remember,
get that, but
I remember seeing
Yeah,
the advertisements at the bus stops, you know, and what did it have on it? It had Zoe.
Bus
All its,
stop.
yeah, they have these big glass places for posters, and there would be a poster of Zoe, and it said Firefly, and I'm like, you know. And then I
yeah.
actually bumped into the cast of Firefly, and I didn't have time to go and meet them at Wizard Con many years ago, and I kicked myself because I hadn't seen the show. And then when I finally saw the show, I'm like, oh my god, this is the greatest show ever, and I just walked on by like they were
Yeah.
nobodies.
Well,
Also, airing them out of
Mhm.
order.
they
was
only
a
aired the
huge
first
problem.
first one out of order or something like that.
The first three were all mixed up. It was
Okay.
like episode 3, 2, 1 or
Yeah.
something like that.
My biggest problem with it was never on at the same time, right? Like, so
Yeah,
they
they
play
kept changing
three
the
one
spot.
night, and then and that's deliberately done to
Yeah.
Well,
butcher the
and
show.
putting it on
Right?
the Friday death slot. Jeff, I don't know, but I would suspect that today it probably would.
They
I
would.
don't think we'll
Shit.
see anything like
A
that.
decade ago,
Mhm.
no.
Down here in
Yeah.
Texas, they renamed fucking Fort Hood because Hood was a Confederate cavalry officer.
They renamed Hood?
Yeah,
Yep.
they
They
renamed
renamed
it.
Fort
It's
Hood?
Fort Cavazos.
Oh,
And the
Jesus
only
Christ.
reason this guy got this,
Yeah.
he ran Fort Hood for like a year, and he's like an Hispanic general. That's it. Of all the fucking people in the United States Army that could have been renamed, they chose that guy, and those are his accolades. It's like, what the fuck? It's so stupid, man.
Well, we could talk about racial politics and how the
I mean-
demographic of this panel is hated by our own governments because it's ruled over by.
It's just,
I remember when I was in the Army, Fort Hood had a bad,
Oh, yeah.
bad reputation for the stuff that went on there.
I always heard Fort Benning was the worst.
I'm sure most military bases are pretty fucking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it really depends on who you talk to and how well they did while they were in there.
What was the one that had they had the 14-year-old girl locked up in the barracks for like a week?
Dear God.
Damn, I don't know. That might have been down here actually. Bunch of a bunch of rapes and murders and shit down here by soldiers.
Well,
When they found that chick dead, they like expunged like a certain percentage of the fucking officers out of the base. I mean, you had like mid management was gutted because they were obviously dropping the fucking ball and not watching their soldiers.
They weren't dropping the big gulp though.
Mhm.
Shit.
I don't know. I mean, if you've seen any of the videos that are going around now about the lax training and the Pillsbury Doughboys, they're letting in to every
They have
branch.
to.
Oh, it's a joke now. I had a friend that I was in with who I talked to about a year ago. He finally got made a drill sergeant, which was like his dream the whole time. He wanted to be a drill sergeant when we were in. And he's like, he wanted to get out of it within a week. Because it's like, you can't even raise your voice to these kids anymore. The shark attack is gone.
Is it really?
They have stress cards. They have like snack breaks and shit. It's
You get little
absolute-
gummies.
And that sounds exactly like the Navy video I just watched last night.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, the Navy is almost a useless branch. No offense, guys, but
What
It's
the
not
fuck?
It's not the Air Force.
Dude, it's like the ultimate branch, man. Shit. They like
No.
project US power across the fucking globe and can crush anybody's nuts. A carrier group will crush any fucking country it comes near.
Bro, I'm gonna let you in on a big. Now I'm taking this from an issue of
And-
Navy Times about 5 years
George,
ago,
anytime.
and it's like
We
most
always
aircraft
welcome.
carriers are white whales, and they're making them bigger for whatever reason. Like,
no worries, Grumpy. Thanks both of you guys for popping in. It's always nice to have new people to add to the conversation. Just remember these regular clowns you see, you just talk over them, or
Yeah.
if
I know.
better yet, when we see your face, if you hold up your hand or something, or like one of those,
Yeah.
we'll know you're
It's nothing
'cause
personal.
sometimes we're all really rude to one another, but we've known
It's
each
all
other
good.
forever.
It's just really late. I had a long day and I need to go crash. So
Yeah.
it was fun
no
as
worries,
always.
man. It's really good getting to talk to you. And
Yeah.
and George, we'll be doing this again next week. So you want to come in?
yeah, party on, guys.
Keep it weird.
When real life becomes a meme, yeah. I watched this guy, Jameson's Travels. You ever watch his channel? Or Odin's Men? You remember that channel?
No,
The same guy, but he lost his first channel after getting almost 1 million subscribers.
That's that gay
He's just,
fetish channel, right? That you used to watch all the
no,
time.
shut the fuck. I'll send you a link later, you
I
smart
bet
ass.
you will.
He's just got the
You're on the
greatest.
ball tonight for me, there, Brian.
He's a former serviceman, and he's got this great sense of humor. The way he tries to work with the algorithm, showing in his own way how ridiculous it is. Saying like agreeing with all their talking points, but he doesn't mean it. But the algorithm that reads what he's saying is like, oh, this guy's a good guy. But then some YouTube person will actually watch the video and their head will explode. But he was showing me a video last night about the guys in the Navy, mostly women actually trying to become drill instructors, and they had their red card for I can't do this anymore. I'm like,
Red
then
card.
you drop, you just fall down. You get your
Yeah.
nice rest on the, and they were in the like a basketball gymnasium court, So it's a wooden floor, You just fall, air conditioned, Had to run like 6 miles in 40 minutes by doing laps in the basketball court. I'm like, I'm almost 60. I can freaking do that, and
I can't.
it's just like just completely insanely out of shape, and they're going to go
Hey, I
and
resemble that remark.
so do I.
Well, you know what they're gonna do, man. It's all gonna be drones and shit. They'll have drone fucking.
Yeah.
You don't need to be a fit
You
soldier.
know who Jameson is? Good. Yeah.
Fucking AC.
One was actually,
with a
you
joystick.
saw the video. Yeah. It was just crazy. It was like, what are we trying to why don't we just surrender now? Make it easy on everybody. If you're going to go and just be that literally incompetent and worthless and weak, why not just, you know, invite all the other people, just come on in and take whatever you want. Oh yeah, because we fucking kicked our asses.
Fuck
From a
yeah!
civilian point of view.
Listen. We see all this shit, right? All these soft and they're soft people in the world. That's fine, okay. But they don't need to be in power in positions of like physical where they need to. Anyway, America still fucking crush anybody's nuts. I mean,
Well,
it's just
Yeah,
serious.
exactly,
I don't
Cal.
know.
I'm not even going to touch that subject. What happened was it Friday in
I
Paris? I just I'll
happened?
turn 3 shades redder than I already am. And
Was
yeah,
that where the
Jeff,
Olympics was?
yeah,
Paris? Sounded like they were speaking different language, but
They
and
almost
yeah,
certainly were.
1.5 miles in 20 minutes is just like you're kidding me. I did that today. Shopping and didn't even work up a sweat, and it
I
was
saw
102-degree weather.
I saw Snoop Dogg was a fucking torchbearer. He like lit that bomb. He lit that fucking joint with that Olympic torch. He was a fucking Snoop Dogg. The rapper was a torchbearer for the Olympics. I mean, he's
Yeah.
not even a fucking athlete. It's like what? It's weird.
well, they usually get they're supposed to have like random people from each country. Like you
That's
can enter
Fight
a
it out?
lottery.
random.
In
That's
the
No,
ring,
no.
fight it out and see who
You're-
gets to carry the torch.
You're supposed to be able to enter a lottery to be a torchbearer, and then they just select random people to go across like your local area, and then you hand it off to the next person until it gets to the destination.
It should be the octagon or
Well, Biden said you got to fight at the battle box.
what was that? Well, Thunderdome. 2 men come in, 1 man comes out. Bearing the
2 men enter,
torch,
1
something
man
like that.
I'm
I mean,
just saying, you guys need to have that. Fuck Biden dropping out of the race. It needs to be Trump and Biden in the battle box to see who's in president, and the other one's vice president.
Hell, I'm okay. I'd be okay with Trump versus what's her face. Same thing. He's still gonna walk out with her head on a
Kamala?
stick.
I don't know. I think the guy
Fucking
probably fights
Harris.
like this.
I could see that. But have you seen him dance? Just saying, they could always just do, because she's going to dance like Eileen from Seinfeld, and Trump's going to pull some moves on us we haven't
Well,
seen.
she
since
has a dance
Soul
video
Train.
out there. She won't feel any impact though because she's too baked. Dude, whoa, and then he'll fall over.
Yeah,
So they
I
make
saw
the
those
same-
videos of Trump dancing on Soul Train. I'm just like, that
That
should
is
be.
not fucking Trump. They've already
I
disproved
know,
that shit.
I know, I know. But
Shut up! It was Trump.
he should still put it on his ads. You know,
He's like,
you know what I mean? Just
he
This
starts
is
prove
doing
that.
the
actually
Cosby
me.
dance. He's like,
Honest.
He was no, it wasn't that. It was. You got to go look it up. It's like
no, I've
he-
seen it. I've seen it. Yeah.
it's just the most weird freaking dance, and I'm just like, God, I wish that was true. God.
It's that crazy dance that Crispin Glover did in like what Friday the 13th,
It
6
was
or
just
7 or
weird,
whatever
man.
it was.
Just weird.
Oh, there was a movie I meant to look up that had Glover in it.
She's only
Oh,
5'4". I crap things out in the toilet bigger than that every morning.
Damn, you need to
They
go
look
to the
like her,
doctor,
too.
dude.
Just a Bono or two.
Crispin Glover.
You don't remember the South Park where they were measuring the size of turrets
Yeah, like
in carrots,
what
80
was
carrots?
that?
Yeah.
I'm poopy or whatever the character was.
Mr.
Oh,
Hanky?
River's Edge.
That's right.
Any of you ever seen the movie The River's Edge?
Yes,
Yeah, with-
that was an awesome movie.
Sean.
It
What?
sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
It's Keanu Reeves, Crispin Glover, Dennis Hopper, and it's
Yeah.
got these teenage kids. One kills his girlfriend, and like
Yeah.
the friend group's trying to cover it up. And yeah, it's actually a really good movie. Crispin Glover is awesome in that. He plays.
He's
this
a great actor, man. Have
lunatic
you've heard of
character.
the whole like controversy he was with Zemeckis and all that from Back to the Future 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like he was the one who like so he didn't get what he wanted, I guess, for Back to the Future 2, right? So what they did is they said, well, we're gonna go with somebody else. So what they did is they got another actor to act as that character. But what they did, which is fine, you can just get another actor to play a different character. But what
They
did
put a
is
rubber mask on him.
they took the mold of Crispin Glover's face and put it on this guy's face. And so this guy was playing Crispin Glover as this guy. And he was the one who started this whole thing where it's like, you can't take my identity, right? My look,
my image. Yeah.
yeah, my image without reimbursement. And that
Yeah.
started the whole like the what ifs, the CGIs,
Oh, there was actually, we were talking about this a while ago. There's actually a very old movie about models getting murdered after they did this really intensive photo shoot.
fucking Looker, man.
Looker.
I
Yeah.
fucking love that. I got that on DVD, man. I got the soundtrack and everything.
Is
I
that
love
like
that.
an 80s movie or is that the other one?
Early 80s.
80s.
Okay.
Albert
It's
Finney was in
great.
that.
Albert Finney, yeah.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time before they start doing that with not just celebrities, but like civilians.
I just want to state one thing that in River's Edge, the guy that killed his girlfriend,
That
what
was you,
the actor's
wasn't
name?
it?
No, that wasn't me. That was Daniel Rosbach or
Railsback, the guy from
Roback. Daniel Roback. He was in Matlock or whatever. But he was also the college professor in Gore. And since I got to bring up Gore every episode now.
Gore, like the band.
No, the
Oh.
movie based on the book.
Oh,
You don't know Gore?
Gore, like
Yeah.
the fucking ex VP Gore.
No.
The paperback novels.
Oh no, I don't know.
It was a huge series.
You would love Gore, man. It's right up your fucking alley.
Yeah, it is.
Does it have a naked lady on the cover?
Every cover, every page.
So I'll have to read that shit.
Yeah, you'll love Gore. It's right up your alley. But
Cool.
It's
You
funny.
play-
Growing up as a kid, I remember seeing those books right next to Doc Savage and
Well,
Remo Williams.
Gore, fucking oh shit, yeah, they made a movie of that, like a real bad movie in the 80s.
yeah.
Yeah, with shit, the guy who played Captain America. He played Captain America in the 70s. Shit, what is his damn name?
No, I'm pretty sure it was Daniel Roebuck.
Okay.
It might not have been because I think maybe Maybe Roebuck was in the
He's like
knockoff one.
he's like a barbarian, but like kind of like a futuristic barbarian or something. Gore.
It's the same premise as Barsoon, Princess
Oh,
of
okay.
Mars, where the guy gets teleported to another world.
Oh, okay.
John Norman wrote the series,
Yeah, John
and
Norman.
they're not expensive at all. Um,
Yeah, it might not have been Roebuck though. I'm pretty sure it was.
I'm certain. Number 11, Slave Girl of Gore.
You're
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Come on.
Well, there's a lot of slave girls in the Gore novels.
Oh man, the Gore movie had Jack Palance,
Okay, it wasn't Daniel
Barbara
Roebuck.
Reed.
I always think of him for some reason.
That's cool.
Because I'm on his IMDb right now. I'll have to go over to the actual Gore one then.
Yeah, I look at a lot
No.
of book
Okay, you're
lots.
right.
I look at a lot of book lots. These are insanely cheap for 1970s paperbacks. Just saying.
Yeah,
Gore is adult He-Man. That's a good way to put it.
Eric got
yeah,
that shit right. Hell yeah.
yeah. His adult He-Man is definitely.
Eric's found his niche. He creates or I should say, Annan has a cool. He does all that AI art. He like knows
Who?
how to manipulate the fucking algorithms to make some badass artwork, dude. It's pretty sweet.
Who?
Annan Amos.
Anon?
Yeah. There's well over 20 novels in the series. This
Yeah, there's like 22 or something like that.
Damn.
But someone took over for the
Did you
last
guys ever
3 or 4.
Did you ever read any of the with the Destroyer? Remo
Yeah,
Williams?
Remo Williams. Yeah, I did.
That's some good shit
Actually,
there.
as a kid, I just mentioned that. They're right
Destroyer?
next to Perry Rodan and Doc Savage. As I was walking out of Gemco every week, I'd walk out with a new book.
That's cool.
And
Who wrote that? Do you know?
no, I don't.
Oh shit, I don't remember.
Send me
I
a link
fucking-
to it.
I think Fred Ward was an ultimate fucking Remo Williams, dude. I thought he was fantastic in the movie.
You know what? I heard there was a sequel, and I never saw that.
There was a
But
TV movie.
For a Destroyer?
No, I
Yeah.
could have swore I saw that in the theater, dude.
No,
You
I think it
sure
was a
about that?
TV movie because it had Rodney McDowell as the fucking Asian guy. So they like, they made Rodney McDowell like what was he, Korean? Or I think he was
I thought he was
Maybe
British,
so.
but okay.
He was Korean.
Yeah.
The master, the Kung Fu
Master,
master.
yeah. But yeah, they didn't get it went right to like a movie.
They were written by Robert Murphy and Richard Safier. The Destroyer novels.
Robert Murphy?
There was a ton of those novels too, man.
Yeah, there really was. That's what I was saying. It was one of those like Perry Rodan, Doc Savage.
Okay.
I'm trying, maybe even Conan, but I hadn't gotten hooked on Conan yet. But there was just like so many to choose from this particular store. I used to go grocery shopping every week, and because I had to do all the stuff because my parents couldn't push the cart, so I had to do all this. It's like we can get kind of my reward was getting a new paperback book, and there was a lot to choose from. And at the time, I wasn't quite into Conan, so Gore didn't the covers didn't appeal, but Perry Rodan and Mac Bolan, yep, and Doc Savage was my big favorite from like first to sixth grade. I
Man.
read all that shit.
The Doc Savage movie was just painful.
You know what though? You know what? I just read the first book, the first novel, and it's surprisingly accurate.
I know,
really
but it
is.
is just it does not look good on the screen. It is just
No, it didn't.
I think they casted everybody well, but the music was shit. It was weird. Oh my! It was.
Oh, okay. I'll try to remember that, Brian.
What?
No, the other Brian. If you look,
Oh.
hold on.
Oh no, that's Eric. Yeah, Annan would be Eric. And I'm Brian.
Oh, okay.
Damn, what are you smoking?
Well, because it doesn't say his real name. He says Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, you know him by.
Yeah. Eric's a great guy.
Okay.
He's a war
Okay,
gamer.
that makes
He's
it even
actually
easier. I'll try to
he's a
remember your
big
name, Eric.
he's a big
Oh.
writer. He does writing, and I was saying that he's really gotten into this AI art, and it's fucking amazing what he can do. He knows how to do it. I mean, it's pretty fucking. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be.
Does he share that art anywhere?
Oh yeah, you have to let him know. It's great. He does everything. He does military and all sorts of shit. It's really cool, and he pretty much can just design whatever the fuck you want. I mean,
George, I'm actually a bigger fan of Burroughs' work than Howard's work. Believe it or not, I know that's blasphemy around these parts, but Tarzan, John Carter, Carson Napier. I haven't gotten to the other books. The what the Pellucidar and Journey to the Center of the Earth kind of stuff. I'm looking forward to that, but I still got to make it my way through one Carson Napier book and like half a dozen, if not 20, Tarzan books. But I cannot recommend enough Cave Girl by Edgar Rice
Oh
Burroughs.
yeah,
That should have been a Disney cartoon. It would have been a little bit adult, kind of. But
they did in comics. I think. Oh shit, I can't remember who did it. But it's pretty erotic. I mean, it's not like porn, but it's good.
No, because the cave girl couldn't understand why this Boston teetotaler didn't want to get down in the jungle. He's like, no, not until we get married. It was just hysterical. The juxtaposition. For the time. Nowadays, it would be like no big deal. Everybody would go, oh, of course, the girl's the dominant one. Kind of thing. But back then, 1930, it must have been hysterical.
You're showing your age there, Justin.
What?
Oh, what was that? We saw Shadow's gut. Look at there. Woo!
Oh, Daddy, don't wait.
Brother.
Oh no, it was Jackie. It was Jackie.
Oh shit, it's Jackie. Look at there.
Yeah, no, he is very fat.
Man, he's got a little Poncherello on there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
I'm wondering about this Bob's Burgers. Do we have a return of Felix?
You're just loved, man. You are loved across this globe, Justin.
It's funny. We've had a lot of newbies tonight. We had a lot of people I've never seen before.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, so I think I know why I thought Daniel Roebuck was in Gore. He's actually in Cave Girl, the movie.
There is a movie.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Send me a link. I want to see that. When does the baby do? The baby ain't due. I ate the baby. Get in
the baby. I eat the baby.
Get in my belly.
Get in my belly. Hey, Ashley, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
The Gamers with Coffee crew. They're fun. Ashley and Greg, they're fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've had all kinds of people tonight. This is weird.
Yeah.
It's so funny, Shadow.
Someone just popped in. Sorry.
When I first when we first started, when I was first on this channel, I swear to God, I thought you were like 15 feet tall. This fucking California surfer dude,
Nah, I used to, but I shrunk. I shrunk. As I shrunk, it all went to the belly.
I sent you an IMDb link to that, Shadow.
What was that other kind of cave girl one with? It was like The Last Dinosaur or some shit, or
I was thinking.
I think there was one with Daryl Hannah.
You can't forget Shauna or Sheena of the Jungle.
That's what I'm thinking.
Tanya Roberts. Oh my God,
Roberts.
she totally different woman from not only from her being in uh,
Beastmaster.
Beastmaster, but that '70s show.
Yeah, she was the mom or the wife of the neighbor. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I was like, no, I knew I recognized that voice because she had this really weird, unusual sounding voice. Always, I don't know
Man,
where she.
I think the most unique voice is Kathleen Ireland. Her that high,
Oh, I liked
squeaky.
her.
Oh, she's gorgeous. Yeah, she was gorgeous.
Wasn't she like one of the original St. Pauli girls?
Is that a beer?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think she was in a beer commercial or two.
I know because like a buddy of mine worked
Kathleen
at the liquor
Ireland.
store, the local liquor store, and he couldn't wait to get that St. Pauli girl stand up back home, and cut out a few holes, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh
Ew.
man, your friend needs some
Dude,
girlfriendage.
he
Bring
clearly
him out
did, but I
more.
mean, we were
Was
like,
your friend named Brian?
Oh shit. I have to admit, I've never had to cut out a hole for anything, dude. Ever.
mind you, we were barely in or leaving high school. It was the '80s, but I was just joking. I don't know if he ever cut any holes, but you know, uh, what else is he going to do other than make his parents just shake their freaking head in shame? Um,
I remember. I
couldn't get a
remember
real girl, huh, son?
when I was like
Well, better luck
15.
next job.
I think I was 15. Remember, used to go to like one of the I don't know, not head shops, but just like a fucking t-shirt shop or whatever. And they'd sell posters or whatever, and they'd sell those
Mhm.
posters of like all those hot chicks like on a car or something like that or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I bought
Sorry.
one of those, and like my parents were, "What is this porn?" I'm like, "What the fuck? It's not even close to porn, Mom. You want to see some porn? Look under my bed."
I know, right? It's under the mattress, left side, right?
But yeah, those were fun. Like the Farrah Fawcett, poster type thing. Yeah, those are good. Me and
Uh,
Mel have been lately. Me and Mel have been watching all the episodes of Battle of the Network Stars. Have you guys ever watched any of those?
yeah, once upon a time, I might have been stuck.
Oh my
home.
god, they're great. You need to watch them. They're so fun. They're all on YouTube, man. They're so much fun.
They made a few years ago. They made a TV series, like a Netflix style TV series for Three Nights of the Condor. You
Oh
remember
yeah,
that show? Well, it was a book, Six Nights of the Condor. But yeah, I watched the first season of that like
Any
last
good?
weekend. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Nobody's going to talk about the new BattleTech Kickstarter. I didn't even know there was one.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't care. I'm done with Catalyst.
Yeah, I don't give
It is Catalyst. That sucks.
I
Yeah.
think we're the only ones who have the IP, don't they? Are they the ones who own
I
it?
was hoping it was
They
somebody
don't own
else.
the IP.
No.
It's licensed to them by
Tops.
what is it? Yeah, Tops owns it.
I watched some interesting.
But yeah, no. Each wave they do a Kickstarter.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the mechs, the mech sculpts are awesome. I mean, I'll admit that, but I will not give them money.
Yeah.
I just won't do it.
Yeah, yeah. I was even looking actually at like an older, like really big boxed game of BattleTech way back. Uh, not like way back the beginning, but decades ago. But I'm like, it's gonna have to wait. I
Man,
can't
that
afford.
thing was when the new box set or what are the out? That thing was fucking massive, dude. I mean,
Yeah, I think it's what I'm talking about. It was like a really big box set.
I mean, but it was huge. Like the Kickstarter, I think it was like the largest Kickstarter ever or some shit for a while.
Oh
That
no, not
original-
that one then.
Yeah,
This was pre Kickstarters.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
you got to answer the question.
What
Oh,
How's
question?
Mel doing?
Sally Field's so hot.
No, how's Mel doing?
Oh, Mel, she's fine. She's sleeping. Actually, this week she pulled her. She's delivering a catering order from Panera. Panera's kind of like a croissants and like
Yeah,
bread.
we know
Okay.
Newsom's got a special
She,
deal
like,
with them.
She
Well, they
pulled
don't
a
have to
muscle
pay
on her
minimum
back.
wage.
Yeah, she pulled a muscle on her back, so she's like hobbling around. It's like, oh, my back hurts. Can you go rub my feet? Go make me some dinner.
Well, back or feet, make up your mind.
But that's our official story. But the real story was like, I'm a big guy.
You know what, Gamers with Coffee, I kind of feel the same way. If I was gonna play it, I think I'd enjoy Alpha Strike better, just because I like the idea of having all the different things instead of just a couple of just big mechs slogging it out. Uh, Being a big epic Space Marines fan, I want the whole war. I don't want just the you know
Hmm.
3-5 mechs duking it
You
out.
can do that with
Also,
normal
classic
Battletech.
BattleTech. It's like a
Yeah,
day-long investment to play the
Sure,
match.
it
sure.
is. It's a full blown.
I don't know. We used to get a game with 2 lances and some either tanks
Hell,
or
I remember
soldiers down in like 4 hours, 3 hours.
the guys that I used to play with back in like the '80s, maybe early '90s. I think it was late '80s. The original BattleTech.
Mhm.
Mhm.
They had all those like the scenery that you like kind of stick together like squares and rectangles and shit, whatever. It take them an hour just to get the damn
Battlefield
fucking
setup.
field
Oh
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
when
just
you know
like
you're in for a good Saturday. Start in the
it's all
morning,
gridded.
finish at
Yeah,
dinner. Hell's yeah.
it was fun though.
We always played. Our game store had like good proper tables
Mhm.
for like the Warhammer players, so we always played on those instead of the hex. We used the conversion rules.
Mm.
Yeah, I
Uh,
want to play a game where there's everything from infantry to aircraft, just the
yeah,
the full freaking war.
we used to do some infantry and aircraft stuff.
Yeah, when I played with those guys, I
Not a
never
lot of it
played the
though.
mechs. I always played the fucking tanks and the aircraft and the infantry because no one wanted to play that shit. They wanted to play the big robots. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I'll be the little tank with the giant fucking laser
Yeah, I
cannon.
was just thinking of
Let's do the
GeoHex
machine.
myself. Yeah,
Yeah, the GeoHex. Remember, it was like styrofoam, and after years, it's all like flaking off, and it's all been
oh
cracked.
yeah, but it was genius because I use that stuff for not just BattleTech, but hey, yes, I was going to get to that, Anon, Eric.
I still have
The
some of that shit. Like,
Yep. Paint it brown on the sides, paint it green on the top, sprinkle some grass. You're good to go, and you can build whatever you want, different tiers and all kinds of terrain. And yes, of course, we played. I had this ping pong table, and we'd play out in my carport, and I'd leave the ping pong table out there with the grass mat glued to it. When I bought the ping pong table, my girlfriend's like, "You don't play ping pong?" I'm like, "Damn right." And I started gluing this, pouring glue on the table. She's like, "What are you doing?" I pulled out this train mat, put it down, cut it in the middle so I could fold up the table. We'd go out to the carport, partaking of the devil's lettuce and French bread pizza. And, people from, anybody who walked by, they're like, "What the hell are you guys doing?" And we'd show them and they'd be like, "Oh, wow, that's really cool." And then we'd never see them again, but it was good times.
nerds.
Man, I remember playing in a BattleTech match, and there was 4 of us, and the winner stayed on for the next match. And everybody had to. Got our points. Everybody wrote down what they were taking beforehand. The guy who played in the first match took nothing but infantry, and nobody's mech lance was set up to deal with it. He trounced everyone,
Yeah.
just destroyed us because nobody took any light mechs to deal with the infantry. It just wrecked us. Just absolutely wrecked
Well,
us.
you just Highlander. I don't know. You just jump on the fuckers.
I was just gonna say, can't you just stomp them? I mean, big stompy robots, right?
You can only stop so many at a time, and they can
Yeah.
do real damage.
Oh yeah. You got some infantry
Guys with a
with
couple
their
SRMs and stuff, they'll
yeah,
rock your world real quick.
and there's so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so many of them. You're smart. You spread them out, right?
That was kind
I
of
Uh,
the
mean, if
same
you
way with
got some
Ogre.
machine guns and flamethrowers, you're fine. But if you don't, there's really nothing you
yeah.
can do to them.
Um. And if the fucking infantry is armed with heat generating weapons, right, like flamers or whatever, you're just gonna cook your pilots. Like that's how I used to do it. I'd always have that one squad of infantry that was just there to cook whoever put on a heavy mech with no counter infantry weapons, right? So
I remember when we played Adeptus Titanicus back in the day. I always had this one unit of jump pack Space Marines with multi meltas, and we would all I would do is like when they're shooting, they got these giant Titans blowing the shit out of everything. These guys would just, because the void shields, you could just pass through the void shields. The infantry could because they move slow, right?
Mhm.
So they just land on the damn thing and they just kill the crew, the Titan crew.
Yep.
They just infiltrate they either infiltrate into the Titan and kill the crew, or they just like melt a bomb the crew, compartment.
What's up, sweetie? All right, how you doing?
Yeah. It's been forever. Was it the light laser that you can have crew served light laser in BattleTech?
Man,
I think that's what it was. I can't remember what. I'd have to pick up the books
I
again.
think light lasers. You could get SRMs, and those were really
Yeah.
nasty. And the flamer. The
You like the
flame.
SRMs? I never had SRM infantry.
Oh, SRMs mess stuff up.
Okay.
SRMs at real close range just devastate mechs.
If I ever get back into playing games, I'll look into that because love shooting things, with things that go boom.
And there's got to be something, very satisfying about a bunch of dudes, taking down this giant freaking monstrosity, this mechanical freaking titan. Just, the cheers, those little guys, woo.
And really, just the idea of a mech is so silly when you think about it. I've invented a tank that can fall down.
Well, it can get back up again.
it's like in my weird World War II rules, right? I've written where, the mechs have to like the light mechs. They have to the two-leggers. They gotta brace themselves before they start shooting these big weapons, and they can't sit on uneven ground because these weapons can be knocked over. But they can be knocked over by enemy weapon firing, and it's like unless they've got some sort of arm to push them back up, they're fucked. They just knock over. But when you do
And
A kickstand, maybe?
they're good.
yeah,
They're
you can knock over a tank, right? Like tanks can,
yeah.
tanks can get
serious
flipped.
investment of
Pretty
effort
hard,
to turn the
though.
tank.
I don't know.
Yeah, but there's no way to flip that tank back over again.
It's true.
Yeah, it's like a turtle, man. It's not.
There are no arms on a tank.
Yeah, that tank is just like gonna be a turtle in the sun, upside down. Eric, I saw a movie review of that movie, and I didn't want to see it after I saw the review. So
Yeah, I'm just not interested in anything with Jennifer Lopez in it.
Well-
She's not hard to look at, but she can't act worth a shit.
hey,
you
it's
say
weird.
she's not hard to look at. I don't find her attractive at all.
I'm gonna counter that with every time I see her, she looks like a completely different person.
Well, she's just getting older, but
You know who is
Maybe
painful
that's it.
to look at now is the chick from No Doubt.
Gwen
Gwen
Stefani.
Stefani.
My God, what did she do
Jinx.
to her? I thought she was cute as hell before
She's
turned into
75 or whatever.
what? She's not 75. What the fuck?
Yeah, she's fucking old, man.
She's
Like
older
your
than I am.
age, dude.
She's like my age or older.
How old is Gwen
She's got to
Stefani?
be pushing 60.
No,
Probably
Gwen
50s or
Stefani?
60s.
Yep.
Oh no, she's only 54.
Yeah. I was about
Okay.
to say
Well,
she-
my age, she's close to my age, but yeah, she's.
I thought
she's,
she was older.
She's been through a lot of
Cock.
things.
Oh yeah, that's the truth, man. That'll put you through some changes.
I would not know, but I will take your word for it, Brian.
I absolutely do not believe out of all the people here that have been through cock, you've been through the most.
So gross, dude. It's so fucking gross.
I'm assuming myself, Brian, Doc, one being the ones we own. You, at least 300-400.
It's like him and yeah, anyway.
You guys just saw my belly. That ought to be proof enough.
Yeah, yeah.
You're a
doesn't-
bear.
doesn't
What do they
matter.
call them? Bears? The kind of bigger guys that the gays like he's a bear.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
no, and fuck
You,
no.
good sir, are a twink master.
You're a
Again, you saw my fucking belly.
We master Twinkies. You master Twinks.
Good
Fuck,
times.
my little dog just freaking drew blood, you motherfucker.
Yeah, it's from all the gay sex you've been having.
The fuck does that have to do with anything?
Well, he was telling you to get on the straight and narrow. Stop being a Satan worshiper.
Satan worshiper?
What the hell?
If I was a Satan worshiper, this I would have like a hole burnt in my chest.
Nah, it's
I
a
got
lie.
So
I
like
got a layer of Kevlar underneath.
hell, that fucking fat slows down some bullets.
You know what? Speaking of, it's weird you brought that up. I've been eyeballing some
Man candy.
protective gear.
It's called a condom, and you should wear one.
Especially in California.
Just
wear a
go into the
wetsuit.
store. You know, God help you if you ever use a public restroom, right? You need that outfit that William Dafoe was wearing just to freaking use the restroom, and that's just standing up.
The outfit he wore in Streets of Fire, there, Brian.
Oh my gosh, Streets of Fire. That's great.
Yeah, and the wall defeats them all. Just saying. Well, the only body armor I've got is this vest that's, I kid you not, it's got like a centimeter thick steel plate front and back. It's just like crazy. I mean, just putting it on, I lose like 3 pounds, you know, because it's just instant sweat just pouring out of my body. I've been looking at some stuff, and I am absolutely amazed at some of the apparent materials that are being used that are stopping it. It looks like freaking foam rubber. It's like, how's that going to stop a damn thing?
Like
And
composite.
then I'm watching these guys just unload.
Repression.
Just like, and then I'm wondering why like everybody's not wearing this shit. You know what I mean? $200-300, but you know,
Well, times that by
I don't mean like every
dozens
civilian.
of thousands.
What?
I mean, times that by dozens of thousands of wearers.
Well, no, I'm just talking about the people who really should be wearing it. You know,
Who would that be? Fascist.
the fascists.
Shit.
You know, anybody in dangerous occupations. And I don't just mean
like
like
a
the obvious
DoorDash driver? Fuck, dude.
What?
Like a DoorDash driver, we need fucking body armor. I see all sorts of crazy shit every day. Dude.
When a buddy of mine's dad worked at the fire department,
You should get a
in LA.
GoPro, bro.
Oh, you know, Mel keeps saying I should do like a channel of me just like
delivering
"Get the
candy
fuck
bars
out
to
of the way, you
stoners.
son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, just delivering candy bars to stoners. Look,
Yeah,
this guy just paid $47 for me to deliver a bag of Doritos and 2 freaking, you know, push-ups or something.
As long as you don't specifically name the client or like show them, it's not in violation of their privacy. So,
Dude,
And if you don't show, and if you never show your face, they never know who you were.
he could put he could mount the GoPro right under his rear view mirror, so it's facing him, and he can just like talk to it and just do like 6-hour fucking live streams every day.
Dude, I have been jamming out like windows down. It's 100 degrees out, windows down, radio all the way. Listening to Rat. I just cannot get enough Rat lately. I fucking love
Really?
it, dude. Yes, man. I just
Round
cannot
and
get enough.
round. Is that your favorite?
No, mine's You're in Love from.
I saw them open for AC/DC.
I fucking love that shit.
You probably couldn't do the radio loud. You'd have to get like some earbuds or something for the music. But
It's a trip, dude. It's just fun. I mean, it's a fun job. Like, you meet some characters. Yesterday, yesterday was Friday. So like at the end of the day, one of my last orders was four cases of beer, right? And I was driving out to this like job site, man, and all the amigos just like ran at me like, "Hey, the beer guy's here!"
That's fucking awesome, dude. You should do that.
They
Oh
tip
my
like
God.
a motherfucker too. They tip good.
Yeah, I've taken to not tipping until after the orders arrive. You know, you can tip afterward.
Mhm.
Uber
Um,
does that. Uber lets well,
yeah,
you can always add more tipping, but the reason
yeah.
they do it before the order because the dasher or the driver won't take an order if it's not a
Yeah.
good payout.
I've taken to not doing it until after because I've had just too many fucking people just like, okay, I live in a like the building complex. There's two buildings and a bunch of townhouses in between. And you get this fucker. The fuckers always go to the wrong building, or they try to go into the back, or there's a side street over here that is a dead end, and then there's like a staircase that you can walk down. But like the pizza guy can fucking figure out how to get here. The app shows you, tells you to pull into the front of the building. Why are you off on a side street?
I'll be
Fucking
honest with you.
yeah,
Most of the drivers are like, yeah. The only dedicated like good drivers are like the older crew, like people that are 40 or older, because they're like doing it for a living and they're really needing the money and they have respect. They have they have some mindset. You never see
well, they
kids.
watch the road.
Yeah, that's true. But all the kids, you never see kid dashers last very long. They just don't. They can't. They can't do it. They don't understand.
It's like the paper boy, of days gone by.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just.
But no, it's just like, why are you wandering around another fucking building? Like the address is on the fucking front of the thing. It's literally in 2 foot fucking high numbers.
Yeah.
Like
I think a lot of times people don't understand how like addresses are like, especially apartments.
Words
Like,
work and numbers.
yeah.
there you go. Yeah.
I'm on the ground floor, bro. You don't need to go into the building.
Yeah, so like the ground floor would be like your apartment 107. That'd be the ground floor, and
Yeah.
then 117 would be or 127 would be the second floor, and 132nd would be the third floor.
I'm just saying you're very close. It's 106.
Oh, did you everybody get that? All you fans of
It doesn't matter. People have shown up back when I was a Minecrafter, and I was like, "Now you need to go home now."
showing your age,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So you guys do that
You
too?
guys
huh?
do DoorDash? No shit. That's awesome.
I told Raven to come on in.
Oh.
She had a crap ton of questions for you because
I need to get with her. I forgot to get with her this last couple weeks.
I will be right back.
Yeah, she's having nothing but.
I need to bolt, guys. I will catch you all later.
All right, man.
No worries, man. We're
In
gonna
that case, have a good night, Doc.
Take care.
I'll see you later on in the week. Have a
Keep
great
it weird,
weekend.
Doc.
Thanks for showing up. This was a really good show. I'm probably going to call it at the half-hour mark, but and well, let me check and see if she wants to join us, and I'll give her a chance to pick your brain because she's just been getting screwed over with
The bad thing. So I'm on DoorDash and Uber. Okay, Uber's cool because Uber you can. Okay, so like DoorDash, you have to take so many orders to get to a certain level. There's platinum. You got to get to platinum level on DoorDash. It ain't worth it if you don't, because platinum allows you just to DoorDash whenever you want to, and you can get catering gigs, right? And that's like you got to be at 70% or higher, right? And are you out here, Eric? Man, good to see you, brother.
take care, Eric.
You should let Eric in one. He's
Oh
a
yeah,
character.
absolutely. Are you on my Discord, dude? If not, go over to Brian's, find me, and
Yeah,
we'll have
he
you
used
on
to hang
anytime.
out with me and the Gamers with Coffee crew and stuff.
Same thing, folks. If you guys, just find me through Discord, through Brian's channel. I'll go leave a thing in his general category, so you can just click on my name, and don't be weird if you're like Felix or something. We still need to make those shirts for Justin's show, but she's just getting like hammered with these like you got to
Shitty
drive
words.
50 miles, with no tip and just she's just basically
working for
working
nothing.
to wear down her car, I guess,
Yeah.
because they're not paying for crap and they're no tips. It just
That's one
crazy.
thing about doing this is that you're going to get miles. I put in 1,000 miles a week on my car, dude. 1,000. I do I probably do close to 200 miles a day in a 12-hour shift. So there's a lot of fucking mileage. So you
That's
gotta,
crazy.
yeah,
Are you?
you gotta have a car that's good gas mileage, that's worth a shit. You gotta keep up. You gotta keep it up.
Oh yeah, every time I've ever been in a Uber, the cars are got not just well kept,
They
but they got
require a car to be only so old and
Yeah,
past.
clean, and not just
Yeah.
clean, but like they've got all kinds of tablets and things hooked up for music and maps and just
yeah.
all kinds of anything to keep the driver from having to actually talk to the
Well,
passengers.
surprisingly, most of the passengers don't want you talking to them anyway. They
Mhm.
just they just want to do their own thing. I don't do passengers. I just deliver shit. I'm not gonna have people.
Well, I thought you said you were doing Uber.
I do Uber Eats. It's like
Oh,
it's like a
okay.
DoorDash.
That's what I figured. As soon as they said it, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, they do that too. Is
Well, so
you know,
but what's different about Uber is that you don't have to worry about. You can just cancel whatever you want. You don't have to take anything if you don't want to. But on DoorDash, what happens is like your acceptance rate goes down and down and down and down,
mhm.
and it affects what you can do on DoorDash.
Well, she also lives in kind of an area where there's like the competition is also killing her.
Oh,
There's
really?
she's just getting the absolute shit assignments, if
Yeah.
anything at all, and then everybody else has been has passed up. Um,
I'll have to talk. I'll get with her this week and talk to her about what's up because there is it's a fucking game, man. It is something like it's frustrating and sometimes you have to bite that bullet just to keep your percentages high. You take that shitty order just to keep your percentages high. But it's a trade off, man, because if you can just get through that barrage of shit,
mhm.
you'll start getting some great order and I mean, me and Mel make a living off it, man. We probably pull in roughly $350 to $400 a fucking day.
Mhm. You
So,
should really start putting like $50 a day aside.
we do for taxes
Like,
and shit.
no, not for that. For a new vehicle.
Oh yeah. My car is starting. I mean, I got a Nissan Sentra. It's just good. It's a nice, good little compact or whatever, 4-door sedan. But yeah, it's got almost 100,000 miles on it now,
Mm.
and it will need.
Well, like you said, you're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill your vehicle really fast.
Sounds like it.
Well, you're driving constantly. It's like a cab,
Yeah.
and then you want to look at like what cabbies are buying
Yeah.
because those are like built for that kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's. I mean, it's just like any other job. There's the nuances and the games you got to play and whatnot, but.
But Justin's right. If you think about it, if you do put an extra 50 away, not just for taxes, but for a new car, when that time comes, you get
Yeah.
something nice, and you can start, picking up passengers as well.
Well, you don't
Yeah.
want to deal with people.
I don't want to deal with people. I mean, I like people. I'm a sociable guy, but I don't want
But
people in the car.
It's the wrong kind of environment to deal with people in.
Yeah.
You think so? Too much.
Well, you're going to make most of your money on the Friday or Saturday nights. And
Yeah,
you
the
risk
nights.
You risk people puking in your vehicle,
Puking and weirdos and
okay.
and then you also got the.
Ashley,
You
Greg,
never know if this
please
guy's
ask-
here to rob you.
Mm.
That's true. It's like it's not like we have cash. You know what I mean? It's just,
Mhm.
Well,
Wait,
you got your own cash, and then you got
Yeah,
your vehicle
and your car.
yeah, in
You
your
know,
car.
although that would probably be stupid because it's probably rigged up and low
I
jack
drive-
or whatever they do now.
I drive armed.
Like they
so-
find your car in like 8 minutes if the actual police gave a shit enough to find your car.
I carry when I work, so I got some sort of protection.
Yeah, I would just have it on the dashboard.
I wear my shoulder hood.
I would have my 357 on the dashboard with a post-it note saying, "This isn't the only one I carry." You know what I mean?
So that's the thing, man. It's like you don't want to open carry, man, because you become a target. people see that you got a weapon and they'll like hit you with your car or fucking, shoot you and then take your gun and all that kind of shit. So
You think
got to
so?
really do it.
Yeah, well, stealing a gun is something worth stealing.
Yeah, it's worth.
Yeah, but
Hey,
it's like the dumbest crime ever. Just
well,
saying.
the thing is, but you're being ambushed. They see that you have a gun on your hip, right? And you walk to your car. They just hit you with the car and then take your gun. They don't give a fuck. They're not gonna draw down on you. They're gonna just do something to
run you over.
Run you over, yeah. It happens all the time. You'll get
because that $150 gun is worth 2 to 3 times that on the street.
Yeah, like black market kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I never think about it like that.
Or it could be worth a third of that on the street. Depends on where you're selling. But still, it's
But yeah, it's just it's just good practice not to broadcast what you have, because it's better to just like, hey, guess what, motherfucker? Boom. If you have to do something, they don't know you got anything, so they're not expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
So, not that I've only pulled my gun once in my entire life on somebody, and that was it was funny because I was coming home to my house, right, and I see the front doors fucking open. I'm like, what the fuck? And someone's starting to walk out. I pull my gun out, right, and I pointed at him, and it's actually my wife's husband, right? The kids were over at my wife's house, and he couldn't get a hold of him, and he came over. They got a key. We're all friends. I didn't see his car, and he came over to get something for the kids, and I didn't know that was him. And I draw it down on him. Oh shit, dude! I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. He's like, oh.
Well, you know the rules. You still had to shoot him. You pulled it.
No, I pulled the gun. I got to bloody it.
Well, especially if he didn't pull one out too, because it's no lack of challenge. Wait, no, you're white.
Like, you just shoot him in the thigh. He'll be fine. Rub it off. Walk it off.
Walk it off. No, but that's
you had a major artery. He bleeds out in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
You dig the bullet out and throw the body in the back of the car and dump it somewhere.
No, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. I don't want to hurt
Yeah, the pigs will really enjoy him down at the farm. He'll be a really good guy.
Yeah, what is that scene in what is it, Snatch? He's like, never trust a man with a pig farm, or be careful of a man who owns a pig farm, or something like that. Yeah, that's where all the bodies end up.
We had a serial killer here a couple of decades ago that was he owned a pig farm, was getting rid of all his
dude, pigs will eat anything.
Yeah,
metal, wood, bone, they'll eat everything.
Yeah.
And then we eat them. It's the circle of life. It's magical.
The circle of life.
Disney needs to make that Lion King movie.
Hell yeah.
The Swine King.
The Swine King.
The Swine. Oh, very good. The Swine King. Very good.
I have my moments.
You do. You're surprised. You surprise us from time to time.
Yeah.
Like with
we will beat
his belly. They think I was that fat. Everybody says like, "You ain't fat." I'm like, "The hell I ain't."
Well, yeah, but that's compared to like. Let me get the camera zoom function out here. That's compared to like this guy.
No, he's fat compared to his son, but to us, he's a little fry.
Yeah, I'm only 200 pounds, 5'10".
It's like my right boot.
That's my thigh.
I could walk into the freaking Navy right now and start training folks.
Folks, they're not going there for training. You're like there to train.
Train the folks.
You will get down to 290 pounds by the end of the month.
I don't know, man. Mel was in the Army through basic, but she busted up her leg like on the last fucking week of basic training, and she got medicaled out. But she said that there was a couple big girls in her, but shit, like in a week they drop like 30 fucking pounds. I mean, it's just like, and they
And
consume
eating like a fucking
shitload.
horse.
Yeah, but they work you to death. So I
Mhm.
mean, and then even like she was saying, there's even like there's like programs for people that are big, but they put them on like it's a little bit more physical activity and a little less calorie intake, and they usually get those people into shape pretty quick.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
then
it makes me really sad thinking about the way it's gone. You know,
well, we live in a soft society, man. You know,
good times make weak men.
well, I mean, I mean, I don't know. I think most people, you know, when there's the challenge, when there's the struggle, they'll stand up against it no matter what they do, and they learn. They evolve from it. They lose the weight, or they get healthier or whatever.
Get stronger
But
in the mind.
yeah, get stronger in the mind. Yeah, but I mean, we do. We live in a soft society, and it's necessarily a bad thing, but it does have its challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can imagine. Lean, mean, fighting machine. And
True.
indeed, that's what we need. Who
Oh, they're out there. They're out.
I know they are, but they're all retired now. You know what I mean?
I know. We like anything, we always see the drastic, cases, and the minority speaks for the majority kind of shit. I think most kids out there are relatively like like when we were growing up. I was always a chubby. I mean, I've been thin and fat and thin and fat my whole life. So, but I think I don't know.
I've always been fat. Like just always.
It's always just, hey, at least your mind is strong, right? Strong opinionated, at least.
It's turning to mush hanging out with guys like us.
Yeah, it is. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, these guys again.
Oh,
Oh, John Candy and Stripes, that was great.
yeah. Stripes was a good
Stripes
film.
is fun. That was a fun movie. They did I can't remember what channel it is. They'll have like a professional, let's say like a sniper, right? He's like a professional, ex-army sniper or whatever.
Mhm.
And he'll go and he'll do his like kind of like he'll do all these different movies, these sniper movies, and kind of give his insight or whatever. And they had a drill instructor, like an army drill instructor, and they did like the Stripes scene where they're doing their routine and shit, and he's just laughing. He's just laughing his ass off. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, no, it's the exact opposite of what you're trying to do. Like they would have all gotten like washed out for that routine
Oh
alone.
hell yeah!
It's like, well, that's a failure.
Welcome to the show,
Uh,
Law Dog, and thank you for your service, man.
yeah.
I homeschooled my kids. That was fun.
I'm glad I didn't. I'm terrified to think what Jackie would have come out as had we done so. He went to public school. He got lucky, the first what is it 9 years at the same school. It was a really good, only two of its kind in our area. Dual immersion schools were half English, half Spanish every day. Um, damn near straight A's from almost kindergarten to now, except for one year he did really bad. Um,
I think
if
we
he'd
all
stayed,
have that one year in school where it's
Mhm.
like the transition between being, like fuck this, and then like, oh, I gotta take this serious, kind of.
Yeah, I had that one year where I was really good in school.
I hated school, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was a prison. I just wanted to get out, and I didn't take it really. I was a BC student my whole life. And then I'm like in college. I'm like, shit, I gotta get with it here.
yeah, I had that one year where it was like almost all Fs, but it was.
But
We
thank
had a lot
God
of
you're in
family
California. They socially advanced you to the next grade, right?
issues.
I had that my entire school career.
Yeah, to be honest, Jackie doesn't know this, but that one year I was hoping they would keep him back, hold him back, because then the next year he'd have been, the big
Well,
kid.
That
and
was the difference
smarter.
between Ace Rimmer and Rimmer from the remember the
Mhm.
Red Dwarf.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking, kind of along those lines. If he'd gotten held back, he would have. But you know what? I was wrong, and he did freaking great.
Oh, that's awesome, George. My daughter's an
That's awesome,
awesome, like
George.
self-taught artist, right? She's fantastic, but she only likes to draw what she wants to draw. And
Mhm.
I'm like, baby, if you're gonna be like an artist, like she does like digital art and stuff, so she's all self-taught.
Mhm.
That's just like
Yeah.
Jackie.
But I'm like,
If
but
you've seen
baby,
his videos, that's all him.
you're gonna have to like do art for others, not just what you want to do, because you're not gonna make money that way. And she's like, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well, it depends if she can put a story behind her art. You know,
Yeah.
fair enough, but
then she's on. Then she's just got to keep pushing that story.
that's the exception. You know what I mean? I mean,
There are quite a few people that like. Well, yes, it is the exception with artists because a lot of artists are fucking dimwits. That's why most artists only last 3 years professionally before they have to go back to like waiting tables or whatever.
normal stuff, yeah.
Um, that's the average career span of a professional artist, 3 years. If they don't create their own IP, right?
Yeah.
And most people they don't. They just can't. But those who do sell it, even if they're just selling art books with a loose story around it, you got to create your own products to be successful as an artist.
Yeah.
Because there are only so many clients out there. You take clients too, but there are only so many out there, and there's so many fucking. There's so much competition in the field,
Right.
And with all the AI stuff.
and that was
it's not
before
even just the
AI.
competition, though. It's the people willing to pay. For
Yeah.
anything right now. The
Well,
economy.
ever it's always been people willing to pay for art, and you always if you're going to do that, you've got to like half up front, and if you don't
Yeah.
like what's delivered, well,
That's it. Yeah, you just keep that half
and well, it's not even that. It's the product was delivered. You chose not to use it. You still have to pay me. Fuck you, pay me is always the motto. You're gonna want to look into a lawyer. Like if you get into that there are lawyers specifically for the arts careers.
Yeah.
Because it will be cheaper for you to have that person on retainer than it will be to not. Even if they're just looking over the contracts. And always get everything in fucking writing. If you're doing business with anyone, it's in writing or it doesn't exist. You don't get anything until there's a contract inside.
The big thing that's been interesting that I've been like watching like on YouTube, they got all these like AI music channels. They're a lot of fun, right?
George, what the hell? George, you need to come over to Justin's Friday show and we can talk space westerns because that's what we're doing. Kind of right now is writing some space westerns.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to write, we need art. So
have you seen that? What is it? Full Moon did a couple sci-fi western movies.
Well, the space western was very popular in the early days of the pulp movement, and it kind of died with when Campbell took over that magazine. He hated them. So
which one?
I can't remember what magazine he took over.
Because there were literally hundreds of pulp magazines of the time. It was like Weird Fantasy or Amazing,
maybe Fantastic or something. You'd have to go look it up. You know who Campbell is.
You pick a word, and there was probably that magazine.
Have you guys seen Oblivion? It's a early '90s movie. It has I
remember the game.
It has oh god,
there was two of them, wasn't there?
Ironside. Yeah, there was like a sequel to it.
Yeah, I remember watching them when you talked about them last time. Yeah, I miss Canon as a production company.
Yeah, Canon was awesome.
Yeah,
they're a lot of fun. Those movies are fun.
Canon.
Yeah.
I
mean, like He-Man. I fucking love that He-Man movie. I thought that was great.
Really, I watched it for the
loved
first time. I watched it for the first time last year, and I'm like, this doesn't suck, but I guess it's like one of those things I didn't have I wasn't watching that or playing with those toys when, ever.
Well, you also gotta remember when it came out. It was like awesome when it came out.
I mean, I was never a He-Man fan, but I thought that was a cool movie.
It wasn't anywhere near as awful as I thought it was. Like I went back. Oh my god, it's actually cold outside. Holy shit! I guess summer is officially over. I watched the movies, the movie series Scanners. I watched a bunch of those.
Yeah,
With what
Michael
the fuck was
Ironside.
that? What was that
Ironside.
guy's name? No, not
Michael
Iron.
Irons.
Oh, the guy who made it. That's he
He was in
Canadian.
he was in all kinds of shit. He had that goofy looking face, but he
Oh,
always like they tried to play him off as the handsome lead, but he just had this really
oh,
goofy looking face. I think it was Scanners. Pretty sure it was Scanners. But
That was Michael Ironside in that.
yeah. Michael Ironside was in Scan. He's the main bad guy in
But
Scan.
okay.
the same Michael
Scanners.
Ironside from Starship Troopers.
Yep.
No,
The
this is a different guy I'm thinking of. I might be thinking of some.
Yeah, Cronenberg was the director.
Scanners.
Yeah.
No, not the director. It was one of the actors. I might be thinking of a different movie series about psychics and shit and time travel.
Mm,
Hmm.
I don't know. There was no time travel in the Scanners movies.
No.
What the fuck was that movie? I know it wasn't Phantasm,
Phantasm.
but I watched this series and it was kind of like a big cult, not just a cult thing, but kind of a big thing for a while, and it was just like this kind of sucks. Um,
Psychics. Huh. Tech
And-
War? Time Cop? Or
Did it have time travel?
yeah,
Okay.
Hmm.
and this was like late '70s, early '80s. I want to say.
like way back. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Scanners one was 81.
Yeah.
Because
Cronenberg made some crazy fucking movies.
Yeah, Scanners was a Cronenberg film.
Didn't,
but
wasn't he the first, he was the first Canadian to make a horror movie using the Canadian,
I have
theater
no idea, man.
budget thing or whatever they have up there?
Yeah, we have a Canadian arts thing, but it's stupid. If I ever got into movie making, I wouldn't use it.
I think he made Rabbit or some shit, which is basically like a killer STD movie. It had Linda Lovelace in it, the porn star. Not Linda Lovelace. Who was on the Dove? She was the Dove model.
Marilyn Chambers.
Marilyn Chambers, yeah. She was in there.
Buffalo Airport. That's a
I
short.
think that's Cronenberg.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he did. I think it was Cronenberg. He did a bunch of weird, like STD
Movie about psychics and time travel.
that's what I'm looking up.
Mm-hmm.
There was was it The Searchers? Remember that show?
No, this was
Yeah. The Explorers. That's what I meant. Explorers, Searchers. They had that little pocket compass that would send them back in time or some shit.
I don't know. Trancers? Are you thinking
Yes.
Trancers?
I
Oh
think it was-
yeah, with Transfers with fucking oh shit, I'm just going blank. His fucking name.
But you know, are you looking at the picture or the images from the movie there, Justin?
Tim Thomason.
Jim Thomerson, that's it. Yeah, he's
Big goofy looking guy, right? Big goofy
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
guy, big head.
he ain't goofy. What's wrong with you, man? Tim Thomerson's awesome.
But he was in like everything, right?
He
I
was in
mean,
a ton of shit. Yeah, he was in a ton of stuff. He's
I,
a great
I-
character.
I remember, because I used to get like Starlog and other
Starlight was awesome.
magazines like that, about sci-fi and
Yeah, I typed in movies about psychics and time travel, and then I just put it on image and then was looking through cover shots of everything until I saw one that I recognized.
But I don't think Trancers was it in time? Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess it
he's
does
from the
that.
future
Yeah,
or
Yeah,
an
he's
alien world
Oh,
or
Cherry
something.
2000 was fucking epic, dude.
yeah, it was.
That was great.
He was in Chester. He was in Cherry 2000.
Yeah, he was.
Because it was on like
fantastic.
Pluto, and I was just watching stuff that I'd never seen before, and I always wanted to. And I remember,
Pluto's a great channel.
I don't have it anymore, and I was watching it right
Wasn't
before.
it free? Like Pluto's free, isn't it?
Free,
Yeah, but well, let me finish the story. I was watching it when there was like it had a Doctor Who channel and like a Star Trek channel and a whole bunch of like cool shit, right? And then all of a sudden, because I was watching almost nothing, even though after I'd watched all the Doctor Who's that it had, and I went back and started over and a bunch of other stuff. There was this British channel I was watching uh, just a bunch of weird British TV shows, totally like stuff you would never expect me to watch.
Yeah.
I love British like comedy.
These were like
shit.
dramas. There was that doctor show with that really weird doctor, and just weird stuff, right? And all of a sudden, they just like dropped everything and changed the whole format of everything. This is like a year and a half ago or so, and everything on it was just crap. There was a crap ton of like
It
psychic
was a
stuff,
Tubi.
paranormal stuff, and it was all crap or stuff I'd
Yeah.
seen before. But it just like totally just like overnight, just no warning, just gone. Just
Yeah.
and so I stopped watching it.
Man, Cherry 2000 was so good. I remember had the laser disc for that.
Yeah, I saw that recently.
Rich
on
fucking
Pluto.
bastard.
That fucker wasn't. I had a Pioneer dual player who would play the top and bottom, so you didn't have to flip them.
Oh no, I had the schleppy one where you had to flip it. What was that? What was that British show about? This kid who was inheriting the laird of something. It was pretty popular, but like halfway through the series, the main lead female like just up and left, and so he ended up hooking up with the scullery maid or something. I'm just like, what the shit?
What?
Yeah, she was cute, but like couldn't hold a candle to the main lead.
What was it about?
It was like it might have been like Scotland, I think, but it was about this young kid who it was inheriting the manor and everything, and he had to come back home, and he didn't want anything to do with it, and he had all these responsibilities, and he was
King
like,
Ralph.
no,
King Ralph.
there was like this local activist that he was like, having this sexual tension with, and as soon as they like, you thought they were
Bulldog.
going to get together, she up and left the show because she got pregnant or something, and was never seen again. And they ended up having to rewrite everything. And there was a cute girl who worked in the kitchen, so that's who he ended up marrying. I'm just like, what the shit?
Was it Bulldog?
No,
Because that's actually a remake of an '80s.
it looked like it could have been an '80s show, but I think the Laird of something was the title. Oh, the other one was Doc Martin. Dr. Martin or something like that. And it was, I don't know why I was watching that either, because it was like the woman was an insufferable whatever.
Insufferable. You have been watching British television.
And,
The Laird.
and the doctor was just like, one, why would she ever hook up with this guy? Because she was, if she kept her mouth shut, she'd have been attractive.
You should give some British comedy a try, man. There's some good shit.
Oh, I watched a lot of Bean on that channel, and I was just like, it was like 2:00 in the morning. I'm still watching this shit, and I'm like, I had no idea. It's like totally out of character for me, because I only watch normally sci-fi, fantasy, and westerns, an occasional, shoot 'em up or something like that. But it was just like this weird phase I went through. I guess it was because I just watched Red Dwarf.
I really liked Coupling. Coupling was a good show.
Coupling wasn't bad. I remember that. The blonde, the real petite blonde chick, she was hot.
the
the main blonde, the main girl.
yeah. Uh, I like the what's the first or second episode? It's like, well, you get to see one, right? And it's like shows. It's like, no, that one. That's the better one.
It was basically a British Friends kind of.
Yeah, they tried to remake it in the U.S. And just no, wrong sensibility.
Did you ever see the pilot for fucking Red Dwarf in the States?
Both of them.
God, fucking
Both of
train
them.
wreck. Yeah, they're fucking
Yeah.
awful.
Oh.
Man, just play the fucking British show in America.
Shut up! You're wrong. Not awful. They were better. They were superior.
Oh my god.
I forgot.
Oh yeah, you know what? I just found it. It was what the shit?
What
The Monarch
shit?
of the Glen.
I've never heard of that.
I don't know why it was called. I thought Laird, but yeah, it was the Monarch of the Glen.
The Monarch of the Glen.
Yeah, 7 seasons.
Man, that's a long show for fucking Brits.
What year was this? 2000. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was. It was. Just
You know what was
slice of life.
disappointing?
Kinda.
Was the War of the Worlds. They redid a War of the Worlds miniseries. It was shit.
The French show?
Was it French? No, it was I thought it was British.
No, it was filmed in France.
It was a France? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being. I thought they were Brit. No, they're British.
There's one that takes place in France, but it's an English speaking show.
Oh, okay. Well, that might have been it then. It was like set in like the past, not like a modern one, but like yeah, it wasn't very good.
I got this one version of War of the Worlds stuck in my head with that guy from the '80s movies. It was just freaking awful.
Oh, Spielberg's one.
I don't remember.
Oh no, you're thinking C. Thomas Howell.
Yes,
The Sci-Fi
yes.
Channel ones? Yeah.
Oh god, it was
Those are
awful, and I
bad.
can't stand that guy. You know, he
Oh
just
really?
yeah.
See Thomas Howell.
He's turned into such a.
He was in the one of the coolest things he was in recently was the Punisher TV show, the Netflix one. He was he was in that. He did a pretty good job in that.
I hated the guy that got as the Punisher for that.
I thought that was I mean, I'm a big Punisher fan, and Punisher was fucking a nom. That's what they should have done, but I know they're trying to update it or whatever.
He
it was
literally
okay.
seemed
Yeah,
mentally
that's
challenged.
unbelievable. Oh, the guy, yeah, he's like
Yeah.
a little,
The guy from The Walking Dead.
yeah.
I don't know, but the Punisher TV show, that actor was just like
You know, it was a good fucking.
it was like it's like they had the character Rocky play the
Wesenthal
Punisher.
or
not
Menthol or some shit.
Stallone, but the character of Rocky. He was just like
Yeah.
he seemed like Leon from The Professional almost. You know what I mean? He was very
Yeah.
like slow. Just like this ain't the Punisher. The Punisher is a badass. Mind you, he wasn't awful.
You know, I mean, and I'm gonna say this: fucking Dolph Lundgren's '80s Punisher was fucking awesome. And let me tell you, what, there was a scene at the end where he's fighting all the bad guys, right? That fucking fight, especially when he fights that girl. She's like a kung fu master, and she's cutting him up. He just bashes her. I mean, just booms. And it's a real fight between a fucking hard man and a hard woman. The man's gonna mostly win, and it was violent. I mean, and he was fighting the other guys. It was like realistic.
The only thing I didn't like about that movie was the motorcycle in the sewers.
Yeah, I mean, it was all right. Yeah,
it was like okay, what you get Rob Halford to help freaking direct this movie? You know what I mean? It really had that kind of.
It was a good story though. The whole mob, all the different mobs, and the Yakuza and all that stuff. I thought that was really good. And they kidnapped the kid.
If they would have waited like 4 or 5 years for him to get his English, a little bit better, he would have been freaking. It'd have been great. He had the look, they had the freaking build, everything, and it was like
I mean, for you to do the Punisher justice, is you got to keep him in the 80s. He is
You know what?
I don't know.
You know what? There
I
was this.
liked the series, but
Did you guys? You probably nobody ever remember this. There was this like made-for-TV movie called The Highwaymen, right? I don't
I
know who
think
the
I've
act.
seen that. That was a
yeah.
short series, wasn't it?
What did it have? The semi truck that opened up with the helicopter?
Ooh. No, that was Mask. The
No,
cartoon.
no. This is okay. Now I'm gonna have to look that up too. But
Yeah.
the actor was the perfect Punisher.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I collected the Punisher since his inception. Amazing Spider-Man 129. Just so you guys learned something today. But he's a reflection of the 80s. Like,
Yeah.
I think he works best set in that decade.
I get what you're saying, but I did like the way they were doing.
It wasn't bad. The series wasn't bad. I mean, I think the best Netflix Marvel series was Daredevil. That was fucking awesome.
Daredevil. I actually liked. I liked the Kung Fu one. The
Oh yeah.
but the actor was
Iron
a
Fist.
douchebag from
Yeah, the
what I
actor's
understand.
I actually kind of like the Jessica. What was it? The Jessica fucking
Yeah, I
Jessica
just
Drew or whatever. That wasn't bad.
yeah.
It had the Doctor Who guy in it as
Yeah, I think
Man.
this is. I think
That
this
was
is the guy,
awesome.
Sam J. Jones.
Sam, that sounds
Sam
familiar.
James.
He former
Jones,
football
like-
player.
Yeah, from fucking Flash Gordon. Jones of Flash Gordon.
Sam Jones. I don't know.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah. Sam Jones played Flash Gordon in the movie.
Let me see.
I got so many fucking IMDb tabs open right now. It's not even fucking funny.
Oh, yeah, he was in Flash Gordon, but I guess he was in the Highwayman.
I
as
have
well.
not seen that one though.
Sam J. Jones.
Yeah, he was like a big football guy. I think I don't know if was he professional or was he a college guy. I don't know. Oh, Costner's The Postman. That was a good movie. I like that one.
Yeah, the Postman. The Postman.
That was cool.
No Waterworld though.
I
Yeah,
liked
I think
Waterworld.
this is the.
It was
No,
fun.
no,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying the Postman's no Waterworld.
Oh, it
No,
was. Yeah.
this is the right movie. I'm glad I remembered it. He drives a large black computerized truck with a bullet-shaped cabin, which is the nose of a concealed helicopter.
That sounds fucking awesome. I'm gonna look that shit up.
What year
Hi.
was this?
1987.
It sounds like a movie. There was like something called like the Battle Bus or the
No.
Battle Truck or some shit like that.
This was like 9 episodes of
10. There's 10. It says so.
10. Okay. Oh yeah, the pilot plus 9.
Yeah.
It's a cross between Knight Rider and something else.
You guys got a fucking sawed-off shotgun in this one picture.
But I didn't know that was Flash Gordon. But in this show, he obviously had dark hair, and I swear to God, it was like that's the fucking Punisher, and that never happened. But
If you guys want the ultimate Punisher art, it's Mike Zeck. Look up Mike Zeck Punisher, Zeck. That is the fucking Punisher, dude.
Hey, Claudia Christensen was in an episode of this. Christian.
the Highwayman,
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty good. I don't think I saw all of it because obviously it got canceled or whatever. But it was kind of badass, you know. Like I said, you know, his semi turned into a fucking helicopter. It was just like
Make that sound go, like a transformer sound.
but it was also like a post-apocalyptic thing as well.
Nah.
I'm gonna have to look that up just because
Gonna have to watch it.
it just sounds ridiculous even talking about it. But
Apocalyptic. Can you believe they're still doing Walking Dead spin-offs, dude?
It
No,
was so cheap to produce and made them so much money that
I mean,
Yeah.
even after it lost 90% of its
watches that shit.
audience.
I watched half of the first episode, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll come back to this later. And
I watched most of it, but like,
I just it seemed like it was going to be like really depressing,
Yeah, it's like
and
fucking
I'm like,
soul crushing
yeah,
depressing.
yeah. I mean, the first,
sometimes.
like, I saw the first scene with the little girl, and the sheriff or whatever,
Well, it's
and
a zombie thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean
and I'm just like,
the first season is really good.
I'm
I
just
think I
like,
left at like the
I'm just gonna
fifth.
pass. Maybe I'll get back to it. I said the same thing about Lost. I never watched shit of that.
I think it was the third or fourth I stopped watching it regularly, but afterward there'd be like I would see some clip on YouTube and I'd be like, oh shit, and then I'd just cram that season in an
Yeah.
afternoon or whatever.
Jeff, are you thinking the Postman or the Highwayman? Because there's like a bunch of Highwayman stuff I had to dig through to get here.
Well,
Uh,
if Jeff's talking about The Walking Dead, the comic is so superior to the show. I think, and they ended it. It was finished.
Night of the Comet or just the Comet?
No, the comic of Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead, yeah. Because it was a comic book first. And it was pretty good. I only read it off the internet there. They tried ending the show the same way, but they had to kludge the ending together because they killed off the fucking kid.
Oh yeah, because he's kind of pivotal, whatever.
Yeah, in the arc of the end of the series.
Yeah.
And the Asian kid wasn't old enough. They didn't age him up old enough, so
Glenn.
they just Glenn. Yeah, Glenn. They didn't age. No, his son with.
Yeah.
Because that was the big part of the arc that got the sheriff killed was
the son.
The son was like disenchanted, and he was wandering the wastes.
He was the son of that mayor chick, that governor chick, or whatever the fuck.
No, it was the same girl in the TV show.
Was it
from the farm in season 2 or whatever?
He gets kind of sucks how they kill him off, but
yeah. Well, the fucking kids got a circus of zombies. He's bringing them around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got in trouble for doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, they ended up having to put him down. I think he got killed by his own zombies because he was being a douche.
No, I think that after he kills Rick, then he just gets in prison for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And I think Rick's kid comes and like forgives him or some shit for what he did or something. I don't know. I can't remember.
Sorry about that, guys. I had to take care of something. I wanted to ask you a question. I guys wanted to ask you a question because I don't know who else to ask. You guys remember when Kill Bill came out?
I actually fucking hate Kill Bill, man.
I remember how they were. I know the other Highwaymen, not the one about Bonnie and Clyde, because this was 1987. Weren't they supposed to make like a sequel, but they're waiting for somebody to like actually grow, like age 10 years in real life, like one of the girls? Like
there's 2 of them.
Yeah. It's just a 2-part series.
Okay, I thought I read. I think like the Asian girl, the Asian assassin girl, they were going to wait for her to like get older before they finished it. It wasn't Tarantino's best. It was kind of awful, but
I just put a link to the Highwaymen movie that
oh yeah, we'll check that out.
On IMDb, right? So or series that I think that's the right show.
Yeah, it was goofy, but if I remembering correctly, and that's why I remembered it, was because I thought he looked so much like what the Punisher should look like.
Yeah.
But to think that it was actually Flash Gordon, that makes it even all the, you know,
Cooler.
yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense why it stuck in my head for 40 years.
You know what I revisited? Clear and Present Danger. Did you guys ever see that movie? That was pretty good.
Clear and present danger.
The
No,
Tom Clancy flick
Clear.
with
no, but I
Harrison
am looking
Ford.
forward to watching Sum of All Fears in the near future.
Eh, it's not bad.
I've read both the books.
Yeah, I've read that too.
I only read like one or two actual like
Clear and
real
present
spy
danger.
novels back in the day, which is surprising because I absolutely love top secret and espionage games. But the only one I can remember is Family Trade, and it was like kind of a letdown.
I don't think I
Um,
remember that one.
Never heard of it.
I mean, ultimate spy movie is definitely James Bond or Flint or even fucking. Dino did a few of them. I can't remember his character's name.
Dean Martin.
Yeah, he did like. I just watched one like a couple months called The Ambushers. It's fucking great, but no, I'd have to say that James Bond's the best fucking spy movie character.
Well, I do recommend watching the Condor TV show.
I'm gonna check that out. Did you ever see
Yeah,
Condor Man? We were talking about Disney. Condor Man.
I remember that. Oh my
Another
god.
one.
not that I can
And
recall.
Oliver Reed is the bad guy in that one.
Condor Man.
Condor Man. I watched that not too long ago, and I forgot how bad the main character is in that. My God, they miscast that bad. They should have gotten someone cool.
Yeah, I was kind of remembering it. I'm surprised they didn't just make the Blue Falcon movie.
Oh, the Blue Falcon's awesome, dude. I used to watch that shit all the time. I remember they teamed up with Scooby Doo in one of
Yeah,
those Scooby Doo movies. That was pretty cool. What was his dog name?
Dynamite.
Dynamite. Dynamite. That's it. Yep.
That movie looks like hot garbage, bro. Condor Man.
It's great, dude. It's got some great stuff in it. You should check it out.
I'm going to pass on that one.
There's a great like car chase scene with all these like Soviet like Porsche 911s. They have like machine guns, kind of like a spy hunter shit.
1981.
It's fucking awesome. But yeah, it's and he's got this boat like a.
I'm going to download the Scanner series.
Oh yeah, Scanner's
And,
awesome.
I'm gonna watch that again. So I'm clearing out my IMDb pages I've fucking downloaded here or opened up.
Do you guys ever?
Yeah, that looks like hot garbage. All right.
It's fucking great, man. Yeah, it has what's her face? The chick. Who is the chick? She's so hot. She was a Bond girl.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
You got your drag strip next to you.
Yeah,
I swear to God, every time, like, I drive around my town all fucking day long, right? And you got like these guys with these giant monster trucks with these massive mufflers on them that shakes the whole world. And every time I see him, I say, "Little Dick," right there. Jesus, mommy issues.
They might as well, actually have
Oh,
a.
God.
Never mind.
Yeah, it's just like.
Hey, what's up, Derek? We're just getting ready to close it up for the night. We have touched so many topics. This was actually a really fun night. A lot of old friends showed up, and a lot of new faces. Thanks everybody out there. Damn, you guys brought back some memories of some
Okay, so real quick before you cut everything off, last night I found a movie, one of the earlier movies I saw as a kid. It has Don Knotts and Tim Curry in it. Okay, no Tom. Shit, who was on the
Selleck.
No, hell no, that's my boy. It's called The Private Eyes. It's like a comedy, like detective
The
show. It is
Private Eyes.
Private Eyes. Um, Watch that. Find it and watch it. It's so much fucking fun. I remember as a kid watching that, and I rewatched it like last night. It was fucking great. Don Knotts and Tim Conway.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, Tim Conway. Yeah, from the Carol Burnett show.
Mhm.
Dwarf, whatever his character, the
Dwarf.
golfer guy. Dwarf.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
that was
Try to watch
genius.
it.
I mean, for its time, it was genius comedy that you could not get away with today.
That Carol Burnett show was fucking hilarious too. If you guys have
Yeah.
never seen that, oh my god, that's some good stuff on that.
Mm-hmm.
Private Eyes.
He had a lot of talent.
That was a good one. Ooh, the Fourth Protocol. Yeah, that's a good one too, dude. I remember that.
Michael Caine and Pierce Brosnan, sign me up. Sounds great. I might have even seen it. It's not ringing a bell.
Mm.
But
Another genre of great movies are like the like world pandemic kind of like like the like phase 4, and then there was like failsafe and oh,
And
The
Drama-
Stand.
yeah, like The Stand, yeah, shit like that.
Andromeda
I love that
Strain.
kind of shit.
um,
Oh yeah, Carol Burnett's great, man. She's still kicking, dude. She was in an
Really?
episode of not Breaking Bad, but Better Call Saul.
really,
Yeah, not too long ago, like the
Wow.
last season of that. Yeah, she's still kicking, man.
Mm.
from Twilight Zone to now, she's had a hell of a career.
She's an old one. It's pretty cool to see him keep keep working.
I really like when they bring back some of those folks from yesteryear and give them one last
Yeah,
shot at things like that.
yeah. I mean, Breaking Bad. It also had. Oh God, let me think.
Mm.
It had. God, what is his fucking name? I'm trying to look it up real quick. Alligator. He was the guy who was in the movie Alligator. Who was that?
Fucking I know you're the only guy within 100 miles who's probably ever seen that movie.
What the fuck? It's like
I saw it.
epic. That's an
I
epic
know, I saw
movie.
It's right up there with Grizzly.
Robert Forrester,
Okay.
great fucking actor, epic actor, but just never got those roles, man. But he was in his one of his last shows was Breaking Bad. He was the character in that.
Do you remember Grizzly?
Yeah.
The horse head just goes flying.
That's fucking great. What was that other one? What's the Progeny or something like that, where like the bears are like mutants, like a mutant
No,
bear? And
never heard of that.
what is that one? Mutant bear movie.
What's that one mutant bear movie?
Mutant bear
Be
movie.
careful, because you're more than likely to top
Yeah,
of the
there it
list.
is. Yeah, Prophecy.
Cocaine bear.
Prophecy.
Prophecy.
Yeah, not the angels and shit.
I was gonna
but
say, I
like-
mean-
no. It's got a great movie poster too. It's like this like egg. There's like like a bear fetus in it or some shit.
Prophecy.
That was a cool movie. That was like the Native American guy is with the environmentalists, and they're like trying to stop the polluting of their lands, and the reason why, guess what? Giant.
Me
fucking
too, Jeff.
bear.
Anytime you see people, trying to keep a straight face when they're, not able to, that's the best.
Oh yeah, that happened a lot in Carol Net, dude, because they're
Open
so
that
fucking
up.
funny.
That is a fucking poster, right?
Dude, yeah, that's a freaky poster.
Never
Yeah.
seen it, man.
It's
Neither
weird.
have I.
It's a good one. It
Well,
blows Grizzly away. But
next time we can't think of a really cheesy, campy B movie, we know where to go.
oh, dude, I love that shit.
Mm.
I love.
I watched this morning. I watched The Ninth Gate.
Oh yeah,
What'd you
with,
think?
Yeah, I'd seen it before, but it'd been a while. I liked it.
damn, we got some
It was,
gunfire outside.
yeah, it was. I suppose it's one of those you should see once.
Oh,
It,
another old movie I just watched, The Boogans.
heard of it, never seen it.
Awesome.
I don't want to. I don't want to see anything with the name Boogans. Okay.
It's great. It's like a monster flick. But man,
Yeah.
what's great about it is all the characters in it are fucking great. You love them all. The characterization and how they built all these characters up, even the minor ones. You want all these people to survive because they're good people. They're not, they're good characters. But man, it's rough to see everybody get wasted. It's a good flick though. It's a good little monster, drive-in monster movie. The Boogans.
The Boogans.
The Boogans.
Do you have to pick your nose to watch it?
No, you don't, actually. It's got some nudity in it too for you lovers of nudity,
Yeah.
which I am a connoisseur of nudity. Thank you.
Nudity
one.
comes in.
Monsters, explosions, blood and guts.
Yeah, Prophecy was a classic. I've only seen like the first two, as far as I could go.
That's the only ones you want to watch are the first two. They made like
Prophecy?
20 of them, dude. There's like a bunch of them.
What was that? The thing I just pulled up, or
No, Christopher
No.
Walken's Prophecy.
Christopher Walken is like, who did he play? Like Michael or I don't know, some angel, some archangel.
Maybe Gabriel,
Oh,
one of the
Gabriel, maybe. Yeah. It's so funny. It's like if you really think about it, if you see an
Okay.
angel, like if you're walking around and you see a real angel, you're fucked. Because it's like the angels were like, we're about to lay waste, motherfucker.
And
Like,
poor
rat
Amanda,
right behind us.
poor Amanda Plummer, she could not catch a break after that movie.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
It was just like
Mm-hmm.
She's a decent actress. She's okay.
she was fun in Pulp Fiction, but every time she plays that same kind of stereotypical, just fucking,
Yeah.
kind of, I hate to say it, but loser.
Well, you get typecast.
There was another actress that was like that. I forget. I'll never remember anything she was in, but there's this one actress that she was kind of attractive, but she also had that look of just tore up from drugs or
Oh, is that the chick that died, Brittany Murphy or whatever?
I don't know, but she just always had this look
She
of
was
just,
she was a decent actress and she was cute, but yeah, she looked like she was kind of ragged out.
just tore them.
She was a voice actress for King of the Hill. She played the ditzy cousin or whatever.
Was that Brittany Murphy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she'd been in a bunch. She was in.
I don't think that's the girl I'm thinking of, but it's hard to say because she was always like the rape victim or something like
Yeah.
that. It was just like, oh man.
You remember a movie she was in?
No, I can't think of any. I could picture her face clear as day, because she actually looked like someone I kind of knew. But it was just like, oh, you poor thing. It's like just.
Was the Damien movies?
Oh yeah.
Did they just make another one of those?
The Omen.
The
Oh
Omen.
yeah, it's like a girl. It's like a little girl. It's shit. Don't even bother.
Uh,
Just watch the first three. Are fucking
Yeah.
great. All three of them.
well, he ends up like building farmland in Israel in the third one, and that summons the apocalypse or something.
Oh yeah, that the third one.
I don't
had
know if she was in
freaking,
that. I'll never remember what she was in, but she is.
Girl interrupted.
Sam Neill was in the third one. He was Damien in the third one. Omen.
What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go. Okay, guys.
Good.
Gotta call it. Little guy
All right,
needs
guys.
something.
Yeah. Time to party on.
Actually, 18 minutes past when I said
All right,
it.
guys. Whatever you do, keep it weird.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Say adios for me.
Good night.
Happy trails, everybody.
Take it easy, guys.
Yeah. See you Monday
Oh.
afternoon.
No, tomorrow, game time.
Well, no, the audience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Take
Party
care,
on.
everybody. TV Land. Adios.